Hey everybody, this is Vagirnus, and welcome to the Takes podcast, episode 3. We're recording this on a Sunday, and man, I cannot wait to do this podcast. You can catch us live on Spotify, live on YouTube. This is also going to be on Spotify. And again, if you really enjoy this content, I'm trying to find more chess streamers to invite and have a good time with and get to know about their chess journeys. Please like and share and subscribe on YouTube. But this is the podcast where we bring in chess streamers and hear about their chess journey, put the spotlight on them. And I'd like to introduce to you, I can't wait. I can't even believe he just said, yeah, let's do it, man. And I think he's just that type of person. Let me introduce H1Chess. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir. Let's dive right on in. What's up? How you doing, man?
Honestly, my energy is like completely up. Not just because I get to bring you on the podcast, but there was a lot of good chess stuff that happened today for me.
Right. And you was just telling me before. Do you want to tell everybody else too?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would scream this to the world. I actually even I was streaming 2 hours before this, and I put on literally the title. My grade 3 chess student just won his section 5 out of 5 for the first time. And we've been practicing for months. And every time he's played other tournaments, he's came 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Got the silver hardware, got the bronze hardware. No, there was no medal this time. This was only trophy. And the look on his face when he secured it, and I was arbitrating, I was judging the grade 8, 9, 10, 11, 12s. But I knew in the final round, I wasn't even paying attention to my section. I hate to say it. I was just watching his body language from all the way across the gym to see if he was winning or not. And I was feeling heart palpitations. I'm oh my God, please. Because I knew he was going to win the section because he came 4 out of 4. But I didn't care about that. I just wanted him to lock in. Don't worry about first prize. Don't worry about the trophy. Just play the best chess you can game 5 and try and get that dub. And if you need it, if it's a draw, it's a draw. But just play your best. And he crushed his opponent. He was up a queen, a knight, 3 pawns. It was so happy.
Yeah.
And
It's an amazing moment when your student is actually doing well in tournaments, because I think in the past I've had moments where I've team trophies that my schools they get first place. Yeah. I used to teach at multiple schools in Kansas City, and it's an amazing moment when your team gets first place, or your student tried really hard, and they just put the effort into the game. And so yeah, and especially for a kid too, to just concentrate on chess that much when there's so many other distractions around. They could be playing Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox, whatever.
What is that stuff? That's another. Yeah, this is a chess con. What is this Fortnite phenomenon?
I know. I'm just saying all the other distractions in the world today, but it's just good that they stayed focusing and get it, man.
And I think just the thought of getting 5 for 5 going perfect is I've never done it before in any tournament. Mm-hmm. My very first tournament I won. I got lucky and won it, but I went 4 wins, 2 draws. I never got 5 for 5. This was a crater that just emanated from the gymnasium that he just left and solidified himself, and he carries on. But no,
the kids are sponges, us older people, we can't it takes us a minute to remember an opening. It's if you want to be a grandmaster, you got to start at 6, or nowadays it's 3 years old. What did I see? A 5-year-old knowing gambits on YouTube the other day. Yeah, they know how to sacrifice. It's bro, get out of here, man.
What is the strongest kid you have ever played against? Either live or or online.
I don't know online, because I normally don't look at the profile or anything in that nature. But live, I think I remember facing against this really strong kid that was 2000 ELO USCF. Mm-hmm. And we would just go back and forth and just train, because we was around the same rating. Yeah, but he was a machine. If I messed up one tactic, then it's just over for me.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, just for the secrets of the grown-ups or those that want to beat the kids, usually the strategy part is like the drawback. And so, yeah, just get into some super boring opening.
Yeah.
Play your London system. Play the solid version. I know there's like variations where it can be aggressive. I get it, guys. But yeah, there's like a solid, solid boring, and you'll be fine.
It's like you actually have to play. It's like you actually have to play like anti-computer against them because they've studied the early game. So and then you're like, okay, middle game. As long as I survive the early game, it's mine. Like I can like try and take over.
Yeah, just start off. Just do the Hikaru Nakamura. What did he usually start off the game with like B3?
Yeah, or it's like B3, G3, Bishop G2, like Bishop. G2, like E3, D3, knight. Yeah, he puts all the knights, and somehow it's perfect defense. And then when we try, we just get destroyed by someone.
Yeah, because I think he actually like studies those lines, and he created his own theory in those lines that work.
I remember watching him when he was going to the candidates. I remember on stream he said, "I am not going to play any regular opening," because he didn't want to give. Not just his opponents, but like his opponents' teams that are like analyzing everybody, any single indication of novelties. Like he just kept it completely, which is great, right? Like to me, that's like information warfare, and I think that's really important. It's kind of like poker. Like I don't know if you play poker or know any strategy about it.
I don't know too much about. I mean, I know the premise of how the game works, but I haven't like played poker like online or over like in real life. So.
Yeah, like especially in person, there's a lot of information that can be deciphered by like body language, by like patterns of like how much they bet, the way they do it, stuff like that. And it's usually best just not to reveal too much, because if you play someone who can decipher it, they can get like a read on you and then cook you later down the road. Man,
I wish I was that strong, man, where I can not play my main moves.
No, that's too hard.
Dude, I'm still like trying to learn the openers that I like. Actually, I got the openers that I like, but I'm still trying to figure out the openers that I like in Bullet, the openers that I like in Blitz, etc. Because I am trying to get my first title. That is one thing I'm trying to do this year. So.
Are you looking for USCF like NM, or are you looking for just strictly female titles?
just National Master. That'll be it. Just like one title.
Just to get into Title Tuesdays. That's all. That's all you're looking for, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much. That'll be some good content. You know, just getting some Title Tuesday.
And then you just play Magnus. He does like a pawn slip, and you suddenly win the game.
They're gonna be like, this NM is strong. That's all I want from the chess community.
There's some NMs that are like 2,900 online, and I'm just like losing my mind. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, because they're like, knowing the streamers that I know now, there's some people that just isn't about the boring classical chess, which to me is not that boring. I kind of like the long form chess, but to some people it's like really boring. They even say they're like, nah, I just quit it. I just retired doing classical.
I feel like it's changing now, like the landscape. Like I don't know how it is in like the US, which obviously is bigger, concentrated chess wise. Like we have Canadians going over to US all the time. Like especially in Charlotte, like that's one of the bigger hubs for like serious like IM, FM, GM tournaments. But I feel like as though we're now changing to where over the board is becoming more rapid, like 15 minutes, 10-second increments, or even like the 3-minute, 2-increment blitz tournaments, because people just don't want to spend 3 days playing chess. They want to do it all one day, and you know what? People might take their quick rating way more serious than they take their classical. So Iranian's still away. There's still a world championship for each section for a reason.
Honestly, I like quick. Honestly, yeah, if I could get the same title with quick, I would do it, because it's a lot faster games and you can get a lot more games into. I think a quick tournament is basically one day, right? So if you go to a tournament that's like 25 minutes flat or like 25-5 or something, and then you can just wait a minute, not 25, like 15. Yeah, you're right, 15.
10. Yeah, usually that's the safest way, because the increment's not necessarily for the players. It's actually for the arbiters. So they have time to go around and like take care of the stuff, because imagine like 17 games end in like one moment. It's like, it's so hard to deal with that from a judging perspective. But yeah, wanted to start off the. We didn't even get into the main question. We're already like 10 minutes in. We know this is gonna be a good time.
Chess talk, man.
Yeah, it's all chess talk.
Now we got time to talk, man. That's why. Hey, that's why I'm on here.
Oh yeah,
I'm him.
Appreciate it. No, I got some nice juicy questions to ask you, but I want to start off about your chess journey. What began everything for you into getting to chess?
Yeah, so I started off as a young person that didn't really have any like skills in anything really. I really didn't have a hobby at all. I was playing the piano. There was one point in time that I wanted to like rap or something. Don't ask me to freestyle. I was never going to get close to rapping.
We both have to freestyle because I used to be an MC. So
like
that might have to happen.
Nah, I could probably do like a chess freestyle that's going to be super corny, and then I'm going to lose all my viewers. But
or gain some. You never know. It goes so viral, it just compensates.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, right. so yeah, my brother started playing chess again in his life. And so what happened was he started going to these libraries every single week because in Kansas City, there's a guy that did that hosted a chess club that was free in the libraries. You didn't have to pay at all. And so that's where you go. And, the young person like me, 9 years old, I wanted to be like my brother. I wanted to like hang out with him, my oldest. And so we had this glass chessboard that I got out of like somewhere. And then I just started practicing. Didn't know how the pieces move. I just wanted to play some chess. He seen it and he took me to the library and I learned how to pawn move for the first time. And then like the real knowledge came in. I never had like one-on-one lessons at all, or I'd never been at a chess club where they was teaching me. But there is this game on the PlayStation 2 called Chess Master.
Yes.
And it had Josh Wainskin on there. It was a program on a PC too, but we had the PlayStation 2 version. And and I learned the foundation of everything that I know from Josh Wainskin and I think it's Larry Christensen that was on the program too. But yeah, that was everything that I learned: tactics, checkmating, openings, combinations, everything. And when I went to tournaments, people were like, "Who is this guy?" Like, because this guy just came out of nowhere. Because I went to a tournament a week after I learned how to play chess, and I got like 12th place out of 100 kids.
Okay, that's a lot of information. So, wait a minute, you're telling me you self-interested picking up chess pieces and just played around with it? That's how you really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's how it happened. I don't know why I was that interested in it.
No one's
I think it might be different from me because I didn't grow up with like internet or cable or anything. So, I mean, the video game was pretty much all that I had. So I was like, hey, let's learn to play chess.
It's a dope system. I love PS2.
It is. And I wanted to beat my brother relentlessly, and he kept on beating me every single game.
Got it.
Every single game.
Chip on your shoulder.
And we using the clock too. Yeah.
Wait, you guys were using clock?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was intense. He beat me for like a whole year until I finally got a win, because at that time he was like, I would say his strength was around like 1700. We're just going to keep it on chess.com. But
okay.
Yeah, I was still under 1,000.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you had no hope. There was no way.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like to compare that to like a 1600 going against like a 2500. Yeah, it's just like you're never going to get a win unless the other person's like drunk or something.
Actually, we've already concluded drunkenness does not work on strong players. It's like too much.
Except if it's Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah, that's I've seen some of those streams. It's some of the funniest streams I've ever seen. Like, I'm drunk, and it's like, crazy.
He just outmaneuvers a normal 2800 like it's a Tuesday or something. Like, it's like
we can have a whole hour conversation of how unbelievable. Like, he just psychologically destroys his opponents. Maybe it's not as bad now, but
It's weird. It's weird how it happens. I know we was talking about me, but I like just putting the shine on other people sometimes. It is weird how that happens, where he just intimidates everybody else under him.
Well, I think the one grandmaster, if I remember, who has an actual winning record, is Livonian. He's beaten more classical than he has. I even remember one of Livonian's games where he just did this crazy, like, I just sack a bishop and pawn and just outposition Magnus for like the entire game. Like, that guy has no fear. But
yeah. For like I think a decade ago, man, I'm old, but like 10 years ago, people were thinking that he was going to be a contender against him for a while. But yeah, it just never happened because like the other players were just too strong for him to ever get first place in the candidates tournament.
Yeah, I think he also has some sort of, like, for his greatness, like Livonia has, I feel like he has some sort of, not like a mental block, but like if he's not flowing, it's just like he doesn't like just continue on, which that's something that's its own challenge to like try and overcome. Otherwise, like when he's hot, he's like, it's like, I don't know, you follow NBA, but like he's like Klay Thompson, the hottest shooter. When that guy shoots, it's over, man. Like, he's better than Steph, he's better than KD, he's better than LeBron. That guy just like sends it in. But otherwise, if he's not if he's not on fire, then he's just the second best shooter and arguably in the world. And
yeah, and that's what I keep on telling people. Like, when you get to that level, I think it's mostly psychological at that point than them like missing calculations, because that doesn't normally happen. They just play perfect games. But I know in my streams, in my life, just growing up, it's more about like just being confident, like beating the other person. Because whenever I wasn't confident, I usually just lost the game. Whenever I like cower out from going into like a super sharp line to put, like, whenever I miss an opportunity because I was too scared to go into the line, that's when I lose.
So let's talk about confidence, because that's a very interesting subject. And when you started playing chess? Obviously, you were playing against your brother. You knew he was the stronger player. He introduced you to a library where it was like free chess, which is we need more of those places to be fair. And then you just decide to jump right in and get into your first tournament. Did you feel any sense of confidence, or did it even matter in your mind, or you just wanted to play because you just really love this game?
I think this would relate to a lot of kids, but when you face like a whole lot of grown-ups that you thought was good, and then like you crushed them, like kids are nothing. Like, other kids are nothing compared to that. And I'm pretty sure that's how other kids feel. It's like, you're just a grown-up. Like,
oh, man.
I don't, I'm just gonna play Fortnite after this or something. You know what I mean?
Oh my god!
And so when you face another kid your age, it's kind of like, you're either gonna be like super stronger than me, or I'm just gonna demolish you.
No, that's funny.
Yeah.
I remember when I was young, I did get a secret flair of being an adult. Like, that was like, because I want to be an adult, like every single kid, like especially males, like they always want to become adults and be like the man and of the house or something like that. And it's like, I'm not being the man at all. I suck at this, can't use a screwdriver, can't do any of this. Yeah. Oh, by the way, a scholar's mate. You just like destroy. Shake. You try and shake the adult's hand, and it encompasses your entire hand as they're trying not to like get angry at you because they just lost to like a 10-year-old.
You're still a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that was always fun. And then the myth kind of goes out the window, because I think as a kid I used to think, well, the older you are, the better at chess that you are. Now I'm like, this is gonna kind of be disrespectful. But when I was a kid, if I sat across against a guy that was like 60 years old, I'm kind of already knew that I had some chance there. Unless you're like Unnod or Vichy or like Kramnik or somebody, you're kind of out of there.
Like, I hate to say it, but like if people that are elderly, like, and I would say elderly is like maybe over 60 from a chess perspective, if they're not updated in the game or practicing like twice more to compensate for age or etc., like, they're not going to remember the same thing. Like, their pattern recognition will still be strong, but they're not going to be able to get into like calculating well, and you can take advantage of that. Like,
it's so advanced nowadays, and everybody knows openings. I used to have this piece of knowledge that I had to revise in my in my coaching strategy, I used to tell people that you didn't really have to learn openings until you get to like a certain rating, which for me it was like 1600, where it's like really important back in the day to learn about openings. But nowadays, I always say on my stream, I feel bad for the rest of these people because I mean, first of all, I lost to a 1200 in bullet because he outsped me on the mouse. And then secondly, there's 900s that know book theory, like 8 moves in, like 10 moves in. I'm like, I feel bad for y'all trying to rise up now.
Yeah, it's engines. They're all engines. Like it's they don't have any understanding of the position. They just play whatever the line says. They just memorize it.
Because I'm just winning because I have experience at this point. Yes. Like y'all just learn it from scratch. Like you just learn how to play chess this year. You're going against somebody that knows the London system like the back of their head. They watched the 10-minute Gotham chess video on YouTube, and then they just know it. And I didn't have none of that when I was growing up. I had to like watch some boring people teach me how to play chess. Yeah. Gladly, I found people like Josh Wainskin. I had this old DVD of Yasser Seirawan teaching chess on the board that's behind me now. That was pretty great. It taught me like strategy and pawn structures and attacking chess. I had Maurice Ashley. I'm glad I found those people, but everybody else just seemed super boring, monotone. And to their offense, most of the people that I was learning from, spoke like several different languages. So when they spoke English, they didn't have like inflection into their voice. But as a kid, you don't really understand that. You're just trying to learn how to play chess in an entertaining way.
Yeah, well, now it's more entertaining. Like in the past, I don't think it was like I didn't have any entertainment learning chess. I would just read chess books. I would, I don't. Do you know Yahoo, right? Like the main website of Yahoo. I used to play. I used to play Yahoo Games chess, and that's where I got my reps in. Because when I was younger, I wasn't like that. I wasn't popular. I'm still nerdy now, but a little bit better. But in those days, I was a nerd, and I'm like, I love chess though, and how do I get to play more chess? And then everyone around me was weaker than me, so I just didn't really enjoy it too much. Thanks to my dad, he trained me well, I remember I had to like go online and play Yahoo Games, and then that's where I would start off like 1100 and had like that green color, and I'm like, in order to get to blue, it was like 1200. You had to like try and get those games going, and then there was 1500, which was purple. Orange was 1800. 2100 was red, and that's like the glory rated. That took me years and years and years to grind to get to that.
Yeah, back then it wasn't really that many chess websites. I know chess.com was going for a while, but ICC was where it was at for like a minute. And I never had the money to be on that platform, so I just did the free version of chess.com. Lichess came
I think like it was Play Chess.
2015, 2014 or something. I don't know how long Lichess has been a website. Cube Chess was a thing. I was on there for a minute because I seen King Crusher on there and other people like John Bartholomew, like the OG YouTube people.
They're OGs.
Yeah, like I think like chess website too, but it's just fascinating how much chess changed. It just is.
Did you continue?
Because it used to be really inflated.
Well, it's like it's just the whole online. Like I can talk about all the different booms of chess and like how online mixed with coverage kind of like driven everything like 5,000% more for everybody. Like I can even say the boom of chess streamers. That are just coming out there and doing their own thing, and most of them are having fun with it, which was the whole point. But then some are like taking it like a business. Like, hey, you know what? I love chess. Let me do this, and that, and it takes a lot of courage. I feel like to get into it. So when you were continuing with tournaments, like, so how did your first tournament go? Like, I think you mentioned it earlier, but I couldn't catch, like...
Okay. Yeah, I got 12th place in my first tournament out of, like, 100 kids. But it wasn't like a rated USCF. It was just, like, from everybody in, like, the Kansas City area, maybe some, like, smaller towns around there. It was, like, this corporation called Link that did, it was a nonprofit that did tournaments in the area, and so that's where I started. And I used to go with my brother because he used to teach for that company, and I used to tag along with them. while he was teaching, and it was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, and that's where I got my teaching experience. Because after I learned to play chess, I started like instantly teaching, and that was like the best way to learn because if you can explain it, then you know it.
How old were you when you started teaching?
Like it was basically right after, so like 9.
You were teaching chess to kids, adults at 9 years old.
There is a lot of. So he would bring me there, and I was there to sit into the lessons, but the lessons were like beginner status, and I already knew how the pieces move. So I was like, just teach a kid how to pawn move, play the pawn game with them. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Show them how the pawns move. Yeah, that's where I got my first experience of teaching.
Were you making money at 9 years old?
At the beginning, I wasn't. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm just
because I just enjoy doing it. But as I got older, like some people was like, I think it's probably appropriate to pay you now since you're at the right age.
Yeah, I was about to think like imagine like you get paid in like chocolate bars or like toys or something like that, because I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
So you literally kind of like you have kind of like hustling in your DNA in a sense.
A little bit. Yeah. People just dragged me along, and I just loved playing chess at the time. That's it. I just loved to be around people that wanted to play chess. I mean, every time from my past experience, every time I've been away from chess, it's always been like, it's always sucked, even in my adult life, because I've tried to do other stuff, and I'm like, man, I just miss teaching chess, man. I just miss being part of the chess community, and so
Are you? Have you surpassed your brother in strength now, or is he still?
Yeah, I did, but he became a family man a while back, and I think his strength right now. Sometimes he gives me a run for his money. Sometimes he gives me a run for my money because I'll be live streaming and he challenges me randomly, and his rating shows like 1,200 on chess.com, which that's not his rating because he plays every time he plays like somebody stronger than him, like he plays like an 1,800. It's like, bro, what are you doing? And my rating right now on chess.com is around like 2,200 on all time controls. And
solid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sometimes he be getting me though. He's just an aggressive player.
The best part is, does he challenge you rated or casual? Because you see a 1,200 rated player at rated.
I think those games he challenged me rated, even though I say unrated, but that's pretty much everybody online. They always want to take your rating. Yeah, I remember I hit 2,300 blitz. This one guy challenged me that was like 2,400. I thought he was going to follow the rules. Nah, he didn't. And like my rating just went all the way down. I hit 2,300 for the first time.
Did you play like some sort of like adoption series? Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. It's so hard to get to 20. I feel like the competition just gets, I don't know, just 10 times harder. Like 2,200 to 2,300 and stuff. Probably the hardest phase I've ever experienced within all the ELOs. Like when I was 1,200 on chess.com, I thought that was hard, like getting to 1,200. But after I got past like 1,400, then there's like the other phase to get it past 1,600. But 1,600 to 1,900 was easy. So, yeah, I don't know what was your journey like, but those are pretty much like the stops that I think is kind of for everybody, like 1,600, 1,200. I know there's some people under 1,000 now. I never started under 1,000. So
I always make the joke with friends that I was born out of the womb 1,000 because I don't understand what this is. Okay, I'm looking at all you guys right now. I'm not insulting any 1,000 players or 800 or 600. I just can't comprehend what under 1,000 is. Like I can't describe. Like I can describe what a 1,200 is. Like that's the average that's the average rating in the world of over like 500 million people. I know the average competitive like rating is like 1,600, 1,650, and then us, we're in the top 1%, like even higher because we're a little bit higher than 1,800. 1,800 is considered the 1% in like percent or 99th percentile in chess, but 1,000, I don't know what that is. Like I can't understand it.
If I remember correctly from my age,
please guide me. Please.
Chess.com didn't even have ratings under 1,000. I think they like started you at like 1,200, and so like just knowing that there's a whole bunch of people under 1,000 is kind of like mind boggling. Even so, I started a new account on chess.com, for business purposes.
Of course.
It's called Check As Knowledge with H1. And, I was just playing some games for fun, like playing like 5 bullet matches. It was pretty unfair. I'm not going to lie. But, I just wanted to see where they was going to start me off at. And they started me at 400. I won all the bullet games. And yeah, they started me at 400. And so I was thinking in my head, I was like, imagine there's like all these 2,500 players that wanted a new account and they're just starting from under 1,000.
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of like
this guy's just tilting really hard at like 500.
Or no, they're just clicking report. This person's cheating. Like, they're playing like. Like they're like thinking about a move, and then every time they make a move, they're like, okay, 2 minutes in, you just see like instant move from white.
Because I'm literally like pre-moving it's like at that point where you're just pre-moving every single move.
Okay, so let me ask you this as a chess stream, from one chess streamer to another. Is speed running ethical?
I think speedrunning is ethical when chess.com does it, because I think they give the points back, right? But at the same time, I don't want to be that person that was speedrun on, and I'm just super like, let's say I did an ultimatum. I'm that guy that was like, okay, if I lose this game, I'm just gonna quit chess forever. And then you get like Hikaru Nakamura just like dominating you. He sacrifices queen too. He's on this disrespect series.
Oh my god! Boltez Gambit into like instant mate at 17 or something.
Yeah, it's like that is super discouraging, bro.
Yeah, it's so, because the entertainment's so good. If you're like 400 and you're like, you got like a 135 win streak, and then you get your first draw because you like mouse slipped, and you're like, oh no, it's great entertainment. It's fun. It's actually kind of like okay. I was at so I'm in Toronto, and we're really spoiled with like a lot of chess clubs and tournaments everywhere, and I rarely play against people like 13, 14, 1500. Like, I don't see them online.
Dang.
Well, I just
like that.
Well, no, I mean, like, I just like, if I go to a chess club, it's casual, so then I play everybody because it's fun. But online, like, my range setting is like this to this, and that's all I see. But I remember I went to I'm gonna give them a shout out, Chess in the Park. It's a non-profit. They have no entry fees. Everyone just comes and plays casual vibes and plays like a blitz tournament, like 5-5. Really fun. They have over like 40, 50 people in Toronto. They run on Thursdays and Sundays. And I popped by on a Sunday because I wanted to see a good friend. And they were like, oh, Matt, you want to play in the tournament? It's already like 2 rounds in. And I'm like, sure, it's fine. I just came from another chess club. So it's like, I'm just doing all chess. And I swear to God, it was like Thanos gifted me the Infinity Gauntlet, because I was destroying everybody with tactics. Because Chess.com had that tournament, right? That Puzzle Rush tournament. So,
recently,
Yeah, so me and my chess friends from a club I run, we were all trying to get 50 tactics in 5 minutes. I couldn't get. I only got to 40. Like, it's, even though 40 is good, but I couldn't do it. But for the last 3 weeks, or sorry, Larry, last 3 days, I was doing like 300 tactics. So I was so fresh in tactics that these 1400s and 1500s I was running into, I was just like blowing them off the board, and I'm like, this is fun. It's fun to actually like have a dominating, even though it like ruins souls, but it
does. But at the same time, if you're at the top level though, at the same time, you should know that like, bro, chess is no mercy. There's no kindness, especially when you get up there. You learn that when you're down below. And like when I was getting beat by my brother every single day for like a whole year, you kind of learn that it's a very humbling experience. But you have to take those losses.
Though. It's good though, because it teaches you how to lose chess, and we need that in our generation right now more than anything else, because we got like these participation trophies, and like no one's getting first place. Like, that bothers me. Like, I want to lose so I can learn how to get better and win. Losing's okay. It's what you do with it that matters.
Yeah, people be going extreme though. Man, it used to be like you lose and it's privately, but man, like losing to a streamer or somebody, they're gonna make clips out of it. They're gonna make jokes.
Do you have bad experiences of that? Like, what? Do you have anything like anything juicy that's ever happened to you?
You know, it's funny. I blundered my queen to this one friend that never beat me before. He's another streamer on TikTok, and he made the whole 10-minute video on my game. And I was like, dang it, bro.
10 minutes?
It's funny because, you know, we're kind of ruthless when it comes to chess.
Of course.
Yeah, a whole 10-minute game. Shout out to Franz, man. But it's just like basketball. You know, sometimes I see like a clip of like somebody's getting crossed really, really badly. And there's like a whole bunch of comments that's like, bro, I would quit playing the game. I would play basketball at that point, bro.
Yeah, I think what was that? My favorite one was like the Jason Terry, LeBron James sequence. Oh, like ended his career. In my mind, like he still was a champion, but like ended his career. The way LeBron just slammed it, and he just took one step forward, got teched, and he just like walked away. Cold,
yeah,
so cold.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just competition, though. You know, I feel like that's what chess needs. It needs to be like interesting like that, because back then everybody was just, I wouldn't say too nice, but I would say fake nice compared to what you really have to do over the board. It's like when we're playing chess, and I say this all the time, when we're playing chess, I don't like you at that moment. Like, I'm trying to destroy you over the chessboard.
It's a matter of heart away, right? Like,
it's like this is. I'm not. If you mouse slip, I'm not going to let you take the move back. You know, get a better mouse, and let's just let's just continue the match. And it is what it is. Nobody showed me respect when I was going up into the ratings, and so it's just a culture.
Yeah, I support it, man. Like, it's, you know, you keep, as long as you don't do it anything personal, but in the game you can make it personal. You can be like, yo, man, you just like. There's a guy I know. This is a good one. I'm going to quote him because it's such a good line. Like, he's an international arbiter, really good coach, and a good friend of mine. His name is Omar. He will say, Matthew, when I'm in a competition and I'm challenging them, I feel like my village is being burned to the ground, that they killed my kids, and that I go in and I just slay and destroy them and rip their heart. I'm like, dude, like that's extreme. But he wins. So like, if that's what he needs to do to do it, then so be. But dude, man, like burn my village. Holy crap.
It's a serious moment. Dude, if you honestly think that like these older grandmasters, like legends back in the day, wouldn't be thinking like this, if they was in our day, you would be sadly mistaken. You don't think Mikhail Tal would like type back to you after you lose a game like, hey, like some disrespectful stuff? Because even if you see pictures of him, just look at Mikhail Tal on the internet. Like, this dude is huge. Like, he's intimidating, and I think he beat Bobby Fischer too. So it's like, pretty sure, especially Bobby Fischer. I think he would have. Yeah, I think.
Oh, trash talking, man.
No, knowing him, he disrespected all the Russians back then. So Russian chess players.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've done some trash talking too, but I don't do it to. So I don't like starting things. I like ending it though. That's like kind of my thing. Unless it's like a war that we all know, then it's funny. But yeah, you know, I might have typed in the chat saying EZ, like EZ. Like, I might have done that once or twice, and then, you know, they come back and, you know.
Yeah, there is too far, obviously, but there is just enough, you know. I grew up, you know, going to the libraries and stuff, and there would be so much trash talk. It's insane. They would be trash talking me, and I'm like 10 years old. I'm just, they'd be like, yeah, you think you good, little boy? Like, I'd be like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, I'm just trying to get back home, bro.
So this is Kansas City, right?
Yeah, this is Kansas City.
Is there like a chess culture of like 5-0 speed game players like outside in the streets and stuff like that? And then, like, did they have that there?
Well, I don't know anymore if they had that, because since the pandemic, it kind of changed the landscape of things to be more online than in person. Yeah. And so I don't know if they have that. There are 3 main chess clubs that I know of. The Kansas City Chess Club is going to be doing 5-minute tournaments now. I think like the first of every Tuesday. So I guess if you're talking about that, then yeah. And then there's the Westport Chess Club that they do Tuesday nights too, just casual play. There's some strong competitors too. I've been there. I did an in real life stream there one time, and it was pretty interesting. It's like 2,000 rated players, and above, honestly. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But back in the day, though, everybody was playing chess in the libraries. Everybody, and I know I'm fixing these pieces, man. It just annoyed the crap out of me.
You're a chess player, man. I don't care about chess pieces until I sit down. I play a game. Then everything has to be in the perfect center. Like I can't not get it perfect, and then I don't have to worry about it as because it'll just irritate.
Have you seen the clip of for the people that's listening? There's a clip of Magnus Carlsen. He was late to a tournament, and he had like 30 seconds on the clock. He still took the time to adjust all of his pieces.
That's
crazy.
That is the most disrespectful thing you can do. This is the world Blitz Championship or something like that.
Yes.
And he's like, wait, he made his first move, and then he went like I think it was that was it. And I think he won. I'm pretty sure he won. Yeah.
No, he won still. That's what makes it. Dude, I would be so mad, but I would understand that's Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah, so you can get away being insulted by him, but like.
Yeah, you got to just put your attitude to the side at that point. It's like, this dude spent his whole life playing chess. What did you expect was going to happen?
But imagine some like random Joe Blow does that to you like that. You got to take it personal.
Yeah,
you killed my village. I'm
gonna take you out. Yeah, that's when it gets physical. It's like, I don't even know who you are, bro. Ooh. Like, you gonna have to.
Have you ever seen any chess fights before? Because I've never seen anyone personally do a chess fight.
No, I haven't. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that I haven't. I've seen crying at a chess tournament before.
Yes.
Like real tears, like even my kids crying. I'm like, and by my kids, I mean the kids I used to teach at several schools. I'm like, bro, yeah, it sucks, but it's a learning lesson. It matters more at the tournament than like when at a chess club, because especially a team, dude, being on a team is way different than just going to a chess tournament by yourself too, because you know that every loss kind of gets not just you, but your whole team.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, my experience being on a team, I enjoyed it. There were a lot of pros, but the cons were definitely just losing at a chess tournament. I'm like, bro, I'm the top player, and I lost my first game to like a bishop queen checkmate on H2. Like, bro,
yeah.
And because of me, we got third place in this tournament instead of first. It's like, dang it, bro.
Nah, man, but you're table one. Like, I'm sure if you had other people cover you, they'd probably lose instantly. So, yeah. No, I actually, I was very fortunate in elementary and high school. There was no one stronger than me, like either teacher or kid. And I remember when I went to, I think it was like the board finals, I actually lost because they had a point system after 30 minutes. And I remember, I don't remember the exact position, but I remember I sacked a knight because I had some sort of like winning combination, like mate in 6 or something like that. And then I sacked a knight and I moved my piece, and it's like time's up, and I was down 2 points and I lost. And I was furious. I was like so angry and so unfair, but it's still my fault because I should have been aware of all the rules and played towards that. But at that time, like, I was like crushing him, and I just lost to a rule. And it was a good learning lesson because I even tell my students know the rules.
Yeah, those rules of if you touch a piece, you got to move it. Those. I think that rule caught me one time, and the last game, where I'm going against the highest rated person, and then he called me on a technicality. He was like, "Oh yeah, your king is in check." And I was like, okay. And then I tried to do another move. He was like, you already touched that piece, though. I was like, what?
Well, there's an actual. So funny enough, I actually know the rulings of these situations. And like, if your king is in check and you move the king and it's like, and you do it incorrectly, then that's like a legal move. Your opponent gets 2 minutes if it's classical, or 1 minute if it's like bullets or rapid. But if you move another piece and that can stop the check, that's the most fucked up situation because not only are you losing 2 minutes, not only you're gonna get a warning. So if you get a second warning, you actually get a game loss. But you have to move that piece to block the check, no matter what it is, and that's tough.
Right. Yeah. And that's it was a queen move, and I had to block the check with I had to block a bishop check with the queen, and so it's you got to know your rules, man. You got to know your it gives me PTSD every time like I play casual chess to this day, and I'll be asking like, oh, so are we just using one hand like for the clock and stuff? I have to ask them because some people still play casual like in real life, and so
the world out there, right? Yeah.
Right.
No, I mean like I was watching today. I had to correct so many kids. Using 2 hands. One kid was going like this, boom, 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 and that's like literally an unfair advantage. You're actually like saving like half a second every time. So I had to give him 2 warnings, and then the third one I said game loss, and he's like he's finally stopped. And I'm like, because the kids I'm more I'm not gonna nuke their chances, but I gotta be fair to their opponent that's like trying to win.
Man,
so.
you gotta literally tell them to sit on their hands, man, in order for them to stop. Like I would have kids sitting like having one hand like this and be playing a chess game. Because it's really hard as a kid, especially I think it's harder nowadays too, because they're so used to. It's crazy. They're so used to playing online. The board is already set up. They just play the chess game. And then like some of these kids, they play like a 12, 1500, but then like they switch the queen and king over. They start off the game with the queen and king switch. Yeah. And it's like, bro, I just play primarily online. And then one thing of content creation, which is weird. I don't know why people think that en passant is forced. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from, but I get a lot of comments when I'm like explaining en passant, and they're like, I'm telling them the requirements, and they're like, well, you got to do en passant, right? I never heard you got to do en passant the first turn, or no, it'll be the opposite way around. They would say, oh, I thought you're forced to do en passant. I was like, nope, you're not. And that was a meme now, but there's still people that wholeheartedly believe that you're forced to do en passant.
This is why I do this podcast. I learned something new every day. I didn't know people thought it was forced.
Another thing too that people are confused about is stalemate. I didn't know that people actually think that stalemate is unfair if you have more pieces on the board. They think that you should just win if you have more pieces. Yeah, I know, but it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. I don't know if it's like all kids. It's usually in my TikTok comments, but they all just think more pieces. You should just automatically win. Stalemate shouldn't be a thing. It's like, what do you mean? It's like playing Connect 4 without connecting 4. It's like.
Yeah, you're trolling. They have to be trolls. There's no way, man.
No, it's like a whole bunch of likes. No, they're not trolling at all.
I'm gonna screenshot this. We're in your TikTok comments right here. It's gonna come up on the camera. What? That's cap. There's no way.
Crazy. Man. It's crazy.
What?
It was during the boom of chess where all these new players came out of nowhere. Yeah. But I think people believe, like, I just never thought about it as a kid learning how to play chess, that stalemate was unfair, that they should change the game, because I was just grateful that I could play the game. But apparently some people aren't. So
some of the funniest comments I've heard about chess, like when they're brand new, is like, hey, where's the patch notes on chess? And I'm like, oh, that's a good one, because it's never been patched in like 1,000 years. Oh,
dude,
my God,
man.
You know, I wanted to ask you about this chess this empire you've been building up. But before I get into sorry,
I've been conquering. That's what I secretly have been doing. Man, that's what I think about it. I just view content creation as war at this point. Not toxic war, not like, because I be inviting other people like on the stream, obviously. I don't be stealing people like exact ideas, but I do be trying to figure out exactly how be more entertaining. That's what I do be trying to figure out.
Yeah, and this is my question is really more to the entertainment part. So I'm definitely gonna ask you about your all your content and what you do and what I did a little bit of research on. But one thing I noticed about you, and I wanted you to confirm this first right off the bat, do you have any training in public speaking?
Nope.
Okay.
No training.
So the reason why I say this is when I first started watching your streams, I was shocked at how like easy connecting you were to like everyone, like the animation, the audience, the hand technique, and some of your in many of your instructional videos. And I'm actually a trained public speaker. Like I used to do Toastmasters for over 6 years. My mentor is shout out to you, Roger Caesar. He was the 3-time semifinalist, 1-time top 3 world finalists of the World Championship of Public Speaking. Like you go on YouTube.
Wow, I didn't know. Dude, I didn't know that was a thing. I need to look that up.
Oh my god, no, I can go a whole hour on this.
I just don't know because I know you're on your point, but me and my friends, because checkers, like YouTube on checkers is a thing. There's like a whole like checker space. I didn't know that was a thing. There's a whole tic-tac-toe space.
Oh wow.
Slapping people is a space now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Everybody probably seen those
freaky stuff, man. Yeah.
Like, and they get money, like a lot of money to do that.
No, it's insane. No, but okay. I'll tell you a little bit about public speaking. Like so Toastmasters is a registered nonprofit globally that they focus on improving one's ability of public speaking and leadership skills, and they do it through a positive environment. I guarantee you search it up in the US, they're everywhere because they're everywhere. And it's great for people because public speaking is still considered the number 1 fear in the world. Like, there are people that rather fight tarantulas in the Amazon River than go and stand in front of 15 people and talk. Like, which is like mind-boggling, but it's true, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't know about all that.
I'll make there are people that are more afraid of public speaking than they are about like attack dogs or something like that. Like that's understandable. No, people are afraid of public speaking. I think I'm still kind of like that because I've never actually. Dang it! I guess I have because I hosted tournaments before. Like I was an arbiter before. Hey.
Yeah. So I can't even say that. But chess is just a comfortable field for me, though. But I appreciate the compliment, though.
Oh no, I mean, like it's interesting because I used to be involved in Toastmasters, and they still do it now. But every year they will do 4 contests, and only one of them is like a global contest. So they would do an evaluation contest, a humor speech contest, a table topics contest, like just be able to do a speech off the top of your head in like 3 minutes. And we call it the World Championship Public Speaking, which is considered inspirational, which is where my good friend and mentor got all the way up to like literally the highest level possible. I got very strong at evaluation. I actually, on my first year at Toastmasters, I made it all the way to the district level, which is like, it stood in front of 500 people. And we were trained to evaluate a speech, find what you're good at, what you can improve on, and what you did best. That's actually a good formula for people that don't know how to criticize or bring constructive feedback to others. We don't believe in the word.
How do you compete in that though? Like, do you just speak for 3 minutes, something about a certain subject?
Yeah. So the way the inspirational speech goes is, you start at the club level, and you have 5-6 people that do a speech, and then you have a panel of judges that mark you based on all these different criteria, like connection. There's a specific Toastmaster format. They tally the results, and first, second, third. There's a first, second, third, and usually based on how big that community is in that area, the first 2 places will go on to like the area division, so the area level, and then everyone from the area level dukes it out, and the one person goes to the division level, and then after division is district, then after district is like semifinals, and then after semifinals is global finals, like the World Championship of Public Speaking. There's some of the best speakers of all time have won the championship.
Wow.
And
dude, that's amazing.
It is. So they only
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, it's very popular. And again, it's all good because it helps people develop their public speaking. And there has been known introverts who discovered Toastmasters, felt positive feedback from everyone, and then became world champions because they just realized how good they were, or how they connected to the audience, or they had a great story, or the great balance of humor and inspiration. Like, that's the key. Like, if you have a balance of humor, expression, call to action, connectivity, and inspiration, that's usually how you win it. But again, it's so hard because it goes to the highest level, and you're facing everybody. So I was very good at evaluating speeches. I got to the district level, didn't place because there was I got nervous. 500 people, what the heck is this? But when I watch you, I'm like, okay, either he's natural or he's trained in some way, or he's a mix of both, because you use your facial, you use your body language to emphasize your words. You have a clear voice. You're animated. There's all these skills and that. It's so hard to obtain naturally. And I'm like, I gotta ask you this question if I ever get a chance to bring you on the podcast, because
so my knowledge of speaking very well is just reading books. And I used to watch this YouTube channel. I think I was talking to GM Canty about this the other day. I used to watch this YouTube. I used to watch this YouTube channel called Charisma on Demand. And they had some really good videos on how to navigate through certain situations. They would show these interviews of these celebrities navigating through distressful situations that they don't want to talk about, that the person is trying to get them to talk about. And it was just a good channel. That's where I learned it. And it's still a learning process. I honestly don't think that I speak very well when it comes to the random subjects, but yeah. I feel just speaking more kind of helps you. Kind of helps you with that too. Just speaking a lot, because in 2020 I started a podcast, and definitely doing a solo podcast helps you tremendously on speaking, because you're the only person there. So if you're not speaking clearly, you're doing ums and uhs all the time. It takes you 1 minute to finish off your sentences, and if you're not still telling stories correctly, if you're saying it inaccurately, because one mess up can just destroy the whole story and the whole attention span of the person, and then they're just going to click off because you're taking too long to tell this one story, in which the story shouldn't be longer than 1 minute, at least a 60 seconds, especially in a group setting. I just know that average stuff because I wasn't really good at public speaking or speaking at all. But I learned it. It's a good skill.
I feel it's the most important skill. Yeah.
Yeah. It is, because when I watch other streamers, I would notice that they are really good at public speaking, and they are really good at explaining their thoughts very precisely too. Even Hikaru Nakamura got tremendously better. Because sometimes it's harder for grandmasters who are at that top level to explain chess. I guess
their level's up here. We're trying to understand it.
Yeah. But now when I watch his videos, it's wow, I'm actually okay. I'm getting it, and he's seeing it super fast, even though he's speaking to me. He already seen it 10 10 minutes before we even got into the position. It's a very useful skill, especially if you're in the social media space, because they don't want to see somebody that is boring, somebody that is uptight. Somebody that doesn't know how to tell a story correctly. That's just one thing that people don't want to, they're not interested in. So speaking and writing is what I found out has been very in what I do. I should have taken it more seriously when I was in high school, honestly. They never really tell you this crap until you actually become an adult.
Yep.
So, to everybody that is listening, just learn how to write again. Learn how to write the correct way and learn how to speak, because even learn how to speak can help you in that future job interview. Yes. Honestly, because if you don't know how to speak and you're trying to become a manager, skip that. They're not going to choose you, because there's probably a person right around the corner that took speaking lessons or that knows how to speak correctly. And that doesn't speak in slang too, because yeah,
Well,
you can't speak in slang.
It's okay to learn how to speak slang. Just don't use it that time. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know. Certain jobs you can't do it. Yeah, that's a whole different subject. Yeah, that's a whole different subject. But anyway, but that's my experience.
No, that's crazy. It's interesting. Like with public speaking, there's also different skill sets when it comes to audiences. And I wanted to ask you this because you mentioned that you did arbitering, so you obviously stood in a crowd of potential. Like, how many people did you stand in front of at an arbitering? Like, roughly.
I honestly don't know. I was working under the Kansas City Chess Club at the time, and he just gave me the mic and he just told me to introduce the tournament. And I was like, okay.
Okay. That's a good way.
You told me what to say, and no, it was pretty simple. I don't know. It was a lot of parents and kids there. Definitely over like 200, I would say.
Very nice. Yeah, that's a lot. If no one's used to that, that's a lot of people. And so I will ask you this, because for me, I've learned over time that I'm better talking one-on-one than I am in front of a crowd. Unless I know the subject very well, like chess, I could probably talk in front of 500 people. But if you're asking me about science or politics or etc., it's gonna get tough. But I'm very good at one. Is it? Well, for me, because it's all about comfort zone, right?
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but isn't generally people, good at like just talking about the subjects that they know more about? Because when I go to work,
yes,
I would say you talk about one TV show that a coworker likes, they can go on and on and on about the most important parts and precisely too.
And that's what Toastmasters teach you in the beginning. They teach you how to talk about yourself, because that's the easiest thing to say to get you out there of your shell. But then later on, you start focusing on subjects you don't even know about and knowing how to conquer that fear and be able to stand in front of people. I just know for me, in terms of skill level, I'm better at one-on-one conversations. That was half the reason why I did this podcast. I want to start this because I know I could talk about any subject on a one-on-one setting and have a good time and vibe with them and make them comfortable and feedback on that energy, etc. While as I'm doing it in front of 100 people, I'm not as good at that, and that's fair for my assessment of myself. Do you feel like your strength is one-on-one too, or do you feel like you're multi-purpose and you can talk in front of everybody?
I feel like my strength is if it's a small group of people. I feel like that's my strength because I kind of know how to navigate those type of conversations.
Yeah.
It's very rapid and you got to be very precise. And one thing that happens in group settings, and I think this is more psychological too, is that if you got nothing important to say, people will just stop paying attention to you.
Yeah.
And it happens subconsciously. They don't mean to do it, but they will just stop paying attention to you. If you're not a good storyteller or if you're not funny or anything interesting, it just happens subconsciously. Sadly, it is sad, but at the same time, you just got to get better at, talking out your ideas and being humorous and telling your stories right. But so when you did the public speaking tournament, did you do exercises like I read some books and they suggested, and I used to do this too, like just talking in a mirror for like 5 minutes straight or like recording yourself and just seeing exactly what you could be doing better, what you didn't explain very good, and just do that every single day.
Yeah, recording is everything.
Or like
because if you're preparing for a speech and you don't have anyone to watch you or give you feedback, and to be fair, you really want someone that knows about public speaking to give you feedback, because and you probably encounter this all the time. You'll have people that tell you chess moves it's not good. Like, you'll hear them out, but you'll be like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. You can't play F4 as your first move. It's not that good. You'll get that in public speaking too. So if you have someone you trust, take them. But if you don't, it's good to record you, because sometimes we don't know we're doing something. So one thing I had to do when I was practicing my speech was I realized I kept going to the left side of the room and not balancing out my steps, because one way in Toastmasters, like if I'm looking at the camera right here and I'm talking to you about a story, I'm going to start here and the past and build my way to the present and talk about my future as a conclusion. And that's an actual technique in Toastmasters. But when I was doing it on camera, I realized I wasn't doing it correctly. I'm like, I need to fix that because I'm so focused on pitch delivery, imaginary eye contact of the audience in front of you, making sure my punchlines are good and my sad face shows when I talk about something like emotional. But there's only so many things I can concentrate on, and I realized, wait, I got to put more focus on the body language of setting the stage and all the different and equalizing it out for my 5 to 7 minute speech. So yeah, absolutely, recording yourself, like even like streamers that are are a bit they're a bit paranoid of how they come in and emulate. Look at your VODs, look at what you say, like look how you answer questions. One thing I made a rule for myself is that if I have someone on chat ask me a question, I'm going to answer it. Now, I may have like up to 8-10 followers or people on chat and not like 150 or 1,000 or 3K like you at one point. I'm going to talk about that later.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no, I didn't forget. But
yeah,
I want to try and get, I want that feedback, man. There's nothing more satisfying than someone asking you a question and you're like, I actually want to answer it. Now, if they're memeing or trolling, there's only so much you can handle. One can handle. Yeah. But if it's legit, yeah. Like, I drop everything to ask to try and answer them. Especially when they look up to us as, like, semi-chess professionals.
Yeah, I kind of understand. So, some of the questions that they be asking, though, I kind of find it interesting how other streamers answer it now, because somebody will ask, okay, what is the best openness for a beginner? And then now I used to give them like a straight up answer, but now it'd be like, hey, be more specific. And so
absolutely.
That would be my answer. Yeah. Just be like, hey, you can't just ask me that. You gotta, okay, is it for white? Is it for black? What elo are you at? Are you more of an aggressive player or are you more of a positional player? Like there's so many other questions. You got to be more specific than just like just asking a question.
100% like agree. 100% agree. Like this is because people that are outside the chess world, in my opinion, they just feel like they want like the easy fix. Like they think that if they could buy a course, and I'm not gonna mention any names of courses or anything, but like let's say they want to learn about the Ruy Lopez, and they do the Ruy Lopez, they feel like they understand the Ruy Lopez. I'm like, yeah, you might understand a Ruy Lopez, but what about move 7 when you're out of book and now you don't know what you're doing? Like that's a whole other can of worms. But yeah,
which that is the thing now, and yeah, chess just advanced nowadays, man. I don't even play E4 anymore. I don't know how people would play E4.
Really? Are you a D4 player or a C4 player or
I'm a D4 player.
Damn.
Every single day. Yeah, I'm a D4 player. I played a Trumpowski. I just try to play something offbeat so that nobody knows the opening. Well, 2300s, they kind of know how to play against a Trumpowski now. But it seems like 1900s, 2000s, they don't know the type of structure of what to do against a Trumpowski. And because the pawn structure is so weird.
What is that? Like, I don't know the name, but I'm pretty sure I know the pat. Like, what is the real
D4, knight to F6, a bishop G5.
Oh, okay. I like play knight E4.
Yeah. You play knight to D4? Yeah, then it goes down this line like.
And I go G5. I just ran all the pawns down. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. And then you do bishop C. That's all theory. Like, and then you go back to bishop C1. And then
your next move? You do that? Oh God! Like I don't know what I would do then.
Yeah, like see, because now the threat is like F3, and then your pawn is on G5 now, and if your knight moves away, I can just snatch a free pawn.
You know what? And so when you're playing next time, I'm going to challenge you. We're going to go right into that line, and I'm going to see what I'm going to see what I'm going to come up with. Right. I don't think I've seen that in a long time, but I remember I'd never seen anyone play bishop C1. Now that I think about it, yeah, I don't know what I would do.
I think most people don't play G5 that much, but I'm still 2200, so I'm gonna have to get a lot better. Just to figure out exactly what the
2200 are very weak. Like I don't know what I'm doing.
No, that's how you feel. Isn't that kind of how you feel? You get up 100 points and then you realize, oh snap, this is just another barrier that I have to face.
Honestly,
like these people are insane.
I remember in 2022 when I finally hit 2300 bullet on chess.com. Which I never thought would be possible. I never thought I could actually still get better. And I'm just like, dude, man, my life is settled. And then last year when I hit 2400, I'm like, okay, I'm on crack or something. And then I just lost 150 rating right away. I'm like, okay, now the reality has come back.
That's exactly what happened to me. I don't know what I'm doing differently, or if the players just got used to my openings, because it is a small pool up there. I wouldn't be surprised if like I go against like 100 different people in 2200s, and they're like, we know about you now. Yeah. I set it up on the Trapowski.
Yeah, so I'm actually an E4. So I play E4, C4. Like that's the only two I ever really play. And for white. And I know there's a lot of bullet players that are starting to like pull on their engines and started kicking my ass now because I kept doing it for a while. But I always play against Sicilian. I always play Meraxi Bind, which is
the Meraxi Bind.
Yeah, which is arguably not that good. It's not that good.
I should have known you as a Meraxi Bind type of guy.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love taking space if they let me. And I actually got my best win of all time over the board. I was 1902, and I beat a 2300 with Meraxi Bind.
Nah, because it's an irritating structure to go against. I don't like playing either side of that structure. I don't like being a Meraxi Bind. I don't like playing the Hedgehog. It just sucks on either side because you kind of like trying to figure out what you're doing for the white piece. You're trying to stop the D5 or B5 push or whatever, whatever crap, and it's like. Just it going because I really did try to fit into my opening repertoire and it didn't work out. And one of the other openings that I hate going against is the Benoni defense.
I love it, man. I love it.
No,
it's so sharp.
I hate every person that plays it. I will go out to say that online. I do not care. I will avoid that opening at all costs. Yes, hot take. Whoever's the Benoni defense player, you need to get a life. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. I'm saying it.
Oh, he just said it right now. H1 just said it.
I want all the smoke. Try to play the Benoni defense. You're gonna see. You will never get it. Okay.
Just because you said that, I don't know the Benoni too well, but just because you said, I'm gonna have to pull out the good old engine out and look at the first 6 moves.
You can try. You can try. I kind of like finessed the opening repertoire that I have to never play my weakness. So, and you can see it. It's funny. Chess.com Insights is like, dude, they should have had that a long time ago when I was first playing chess.
Yes.
Because you can pretty much see every opening that you're crappy at and that you lose against, and you just take those openings out of your repertoire, and then 100 elo. It's like, wow, I didn't see this going. See this happening.
But that's natural. Like it's like teaching like newer players. They master one opening for white, one opening for black. Their rating is going to skyrocket. Like teaching them. I hate the London system, but teach the London system, and they're just like they know how to do everything.
We agree on that.
Yeah,
we agree on that. Yeah.
Every time I see D4 or Bishop F4, I just throw C5. Right. I just like let's stop the shenanigans right now.
I play the older brother of the London system. I play the Tory attack.
I don't even know what that is, man. I probably know the pattern, but I don't know I don't know names. I just know like
instead of the bishop going to F4, it just goes to G5. Yeah. And so sometimes the Trapowski can like switch to like the Benoni. Sometimes the Trapowski can switch to the Tory attack because you put the bishop at G5 anyway.
Yeah, I need to. I'm someone who maybe I'm decently good at chess, but I gotta get brushed up on my names because I don't know half the stuff. Like, but I know. I'm sure I know the patterns.
I'm pretty sure. And then plus two, like I've been on Chessable, and dude, you can just get an open repertoire just out of nowhere, and you can repeat the moves. And dude, I gained so much elo from that. All these systems, I just wish I had when I was younger. All these things instead of like studying in a book, you know what I mean? Like having the moves that is so inefficient compared to like what kids are doing nowadays.
Yeah,
even though I love doing that.
If there was one regret I have chess wise, I just wish my dad knew that I was really talented in chess and he found me a coach. Because I was self-taught. I was self-taught all the way to my strength right now.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
If we had coaches, minimum FM, probably I am, honestly. Probably I am.
Right. Exactly. that does suck. I wish I did have a coach because it would have 10 times the process. And if I always say in my podcast too, like if there's any parents out there that has a kid that's doing pretty decent in chess and they really love the game, just get them a coach. I know it's like expensive, but you can even go like outside of the country, like the US, and get like a coach from like the UK or something for like $20 an hour.
And so it's good investment. Yeah, there's this one kid. I teach at a private group, and he is like he's like 6 years old, and he's a chess genius. Like he has to be, because I'll tell him a line, like a very basic line, and he plays it out first time, trying it, and he's like an octave higher than everyone in his group. And there's one kid that's actually really good. But he's more like do you know anime like Naruto?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, there we go. And that's a whole other conversation. So the kid that's like really good against the genius, he's like Rock Lee. He's battle hardened. He has a grandfather. He learned how to play chess. I actually played a grandfather. He was like 94, and I had to go 100% against him just to win. It was crazy. I love that guy. 94! Awesome. He's unbelievable. But this genius kid, he's Sasuke with a Sharingan. Yeah. Like, he's literally Sasuke, man. Like he's just, I say something, he does it. And then I go to the mom, and I'm like, I will take a discount of my rate. Please let me train this kid. He's going to be our next GM. And the mom's like, well, he's doing piano lessons now. And I love piano, so I can't hate on piano. But the piano is higher than the chess. Because he already has chess once a week. Yeah. And now he has piano. And I'm like, give me this kid. He's a genius. He's Sasuke. He has the inherited Sharingan for chess.
All the geniuses study piano. Okay, that's what I got from my experience. Yeah.
I used to play the piano since I was 4, so maybe I'm a little bit of a genius. No, I doubt it. But
hey, I just if only the parents knew, man. It's like, dang it, just let him play.
No, I haven't given up. I've not given up on him because I'm still seeing him every week for his group lessons. I am not. There is no. If I have to I'm not kidnapping him, but like this kid is a genius. Like I just never seen anything like that. Like God, please.
Yeah.
Like let me take him to 1700, and I'll get him to an IM, and then he'll take care of the rest.
Sometimes some opportunities are missed, and you just gotta move right on along. And
no,
it sucks,
he has a Sharingan. You see this once in a while.
Process, man.
Yeah, it's true. No,
I know. You know what's funny? Going back to the anime. Yeah. Now, I do a lot of anime references when I be live streaming, and nobody gets it. I don't know. Does anime coincide with chess? Because every time I mention something anime, they like, what, you watch anime? You watch anime? Like they still got this like 2000 attitude when clearly it's 2024 and everybody watches anime.
Yeah. Well, people still think.
Remember that. Yeah. I remember the era when like everybody, if you watch anime, you're a nerd. You watch Dragon Ball Z, blah, 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 blah. But like now it's kind of like, it's boxing in there, and I like boxing, so I like anime.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I still think people think that the average chess player is like the glasses, like like calculating nerd style, and then we got people like Arnold Schwarzenegger playing chess. Like we have all the chess is definitely still mainstream, and but yeah, I don't think I can't connect anime with chess.
I just didn't find maybe I didn't find the right audience yet. That could be it too. But it's been a really hard time trying to connect it to.
What references were you using for anime? Like what type of
just some Naruto mainstream references.
How do people not know Naruto? Like it's a classic.
Yeah, it's like one person in the chat that's like, that'd be LOL, but yeah.
That person matters more. This is where you give them VIP. You gotta.
I know.
Let's give me that VIP.
And especially since many people don't even know that I'm kind of a weeb. I'll say that I'm kind of like I watched all of One Piece.
Wait, all of One Piece?
In like 4 months.
What? Okay.
Just like every single day. Just
So, okay, hold on. Give me. Oh, time out here. Time out. Hold on.
yeah.
So I know what One Piece is. I've actually never watched it truly because I just never had a chance to
It's the
think
greatest.
about it.
It's the greatest story told.
Isn't that over 1,000 episodes?
Yes, it is. It's the greatest story told.
Really, the greatest story ever told.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Top 5 instantly.
Really?
Top 5.
I never knew it was a great. Okay. Chess content.
Chess.
Let's get all the way back to that.
All right.
What made you diversify it? Well, what's the business or the love or business strategy behind what you do in terms of content? And you mentioned TikTok, you mentioned YouTube, podcasting, streaming, coaching, YouTube tutorials. Like, there's probably even more I don't even know about, of course.
I started podcasting, so I'm going to keep on doing that. Because I mean that's how I got a few of my people the first time during the first chess boom, when the Netflix series came out of Queen's Gambit. So people like G fans, because I wasn't a good speaker. You can go and listen to my podcast episode. I was talking about my life and stuff. I don't think I was a good speaker back then. I mean, you can listen to it. I don't really care. You can tell me differently. But yeah, I had a lot of people listening to the podcast, so that's why I just every single week I did an episode. Every single week. And it was mostly an educational episode. Well, they're a lot shorter now, but it used to be like hour. It used to be like an hour.
Wow, by yourself? You did it a whole hour? That's a long, yeah.
Yeah, because I had a lot of stories to tell about my experiences. And so it was actually like really fun just to talk to everybody and be funny and just laugh too, and just to get my thoughts out that I wanted to share. Nowadays, it's like 10 minutes now. I shortened it up a lot because I want to be able to put the content out a little bit faster. Yeah. If people enjoy the shorter form content, the news segment and stuff. And I wanted to make it a little bit more precise since aren't in a pandemic anymore. So they don't have like a lot of time to just sit in a house and listen to random chess podcasts. Unless it's, and I'm talking about only for a solo podcast, not for this. This is like a lot more interesting because you're putting it out on YouTube. But for me, I looked at the analytics and yeah, the dip was kind of crazy after a certain minute. So yeah, I started the podcast first, and then I blown up on TikTok with this board behind me, this coaching board. And a lot of people actually like me going over openings, traps, and short games with this board. It's kind of like when the new Android phone went back to flip phone. That's kind of how I think about how I revised the content with this board, because I didn't know that it was that stretch. I know that nobody else have done this before until I tried it, and yeah, it did pretty well. And I used to live stream on TikTok a lot until I noticed that plateaued on TikTok, and I wanted to go to different platforms. And so I kind of repurposed all the content that I put on TikTok to like other platforms on Instagram, Facebook, even YouTube. Probably a little bit different on YouTube too, because YouTube was pretty much the hardest place to get popular on. And it still is hard because I'm trying to figure out the long form content environment of YouTube, which is really difficult. That's what I've been focused on this year. So we're going to get that popping. I'm just going to have to figure out a way to get the up and to like edit really fast so that I can put content out there consistently. But yeah, no, I just decided to go to different platforms because every platform just seemed like a different island to me, and nobody really. And it was weird because when I went to these different platforms, it's not like they was like, oh, we seen you on TikTok. No, like none of these other platforms go over to TikTok, or they don't have TikTok. I don't think they have TikTok installed. So it's like a whole different audience. Definitely YouTube audience is where I got the most awareness from, because I stream now and mostly people be like, oh yeah, we seen your YouTube shorts. And I'm like, okay, cool. So even though I blew up on TikTok first, I got like 222,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, mostly the people know me from YouTube, weirdly enough. And so, yeah, now I'm across every single platform, and I'm trying to get on Twitter or X too.
Yeah, gotcha. Huh. So I actually want to ask you this and I'm having sort of a mental block on this, and I think you can help me out from a content creation standpoint. I know right now on whatever platform, it's so oversaturated by people talking about basic openings, traps, but yet these are the things that are going like 1 million views and likes, etc. Like,
Right.
Is it? And I think you're gonna answer this in a way, but like, is it worth like someone like me who's starting off in this space worth going in to make these videos about these type of traps and stuff to like try and get a little bit of that pie that's already been out there being banged upon over and over by all these different creations, etc. Because to me, it's like mentally, like I know people will listen to me for like coaching and stuff because I actually am decent and I think I can communicate it. But like me talking about the Scottish trap or something like that, like I'm having that mental block, and I want, I have to figure out how to get rid of that bias and see, like, does that make sense to create some of my time? Because my time is very limited now. I'm focusing on all these different avenues, like of chess. Like I do blogging now, which is actually slowly getting better and better. Like the views are going higher. The writing is getting better.
Oh, too. You started a blog?
Yeah, I'm at 5 blogs now across 3 websites, and awesome. I've now got it where in my brain, I can't function without doing a blog every 3 days. So it's now like an actual it's crazy. I love the blogging because I'm going to write about my student who.
Where do you blog at?
Chess, chess.com, and Substack. But there's another site called medium.com that's really big. I just haven't tapped into it yet because I know I'm not going to get any.
I know this is kind of weird to. I know this is kind of weird to say, but I actually do got a little blog on medium.com.
Oh, no, but I just haven't had a chance to write on Medium because I'm like, I have so many websites I'm doing it, and I'm just I'm not getting anything on Substack. I'm getting like barely any trickle, but that's fine. I'm just setting it up for, when I get 100, blogs, which I know I will eventually, and like then go from there. But the Lead Chess and Chess.com, they're completely different readers. Like my most famous blog for Chess.com is when I met Magnus Carlsen in real life. That was the number 1 out of all of them. And then for Lead Chess, it's like my top 10 how to get better in your bullet game in 10 specific ways. That's like quadruple all the views of everyone else. So they're all completely different landscapes. And I need to start
doing that. So do you get a lot of views from chess.com and Lead Chess blogging? Like, do you get a lot of people rating your stuff from chess.com and Lead Chess?
So I know I'm in my infancy mode, so I know that like I tried asking for blogger status on both. They haven't done it yet. But then again, I've only applied for when I had 1 blog. Now that I've done it 5 times, Lead Chess has been showing me a little bit more love. And I think it's more because and again, maybe I'm wrong. And again, I use chess.com. Like I have a premium membership. I use it all the time, just like I use Lead Chess. But I feel like chess.com is more tailored towards like streamers, content creators, titled players. You got that emphasis. They put more resources in growing you because it's better for them as a business. While Lead Chess is kind of like equal opportunity for everyone. But obviously, if you're getting more hits, then they're gonna put your stuff on the front page and stuff like that. So, Lead Chess has been giving me more hits, but also what I've done too with Facebook is I've joined like 15 different chess groups that are over 300,000 members on each one of them, and I just blast my blogs on each one of them. And I experiment. One of them I'll put Lead Chess, the same blog. The other one I'll put chess.com, and I'm seeing all these like fluctuations of viewers and stuff. So I'm starting to now nail what topics people are watching from an unknown guy like me. So when I become known, it'll be a lot easier. So they're really liking the top 10 format. So I think I'm going to become that top 10 guy where, top 10 this, top 10 that. And I have all these ideas. Like, the ideas don't run out because, like, we're chess guys. We know our stuff. So it's just never going to run out. It's just getting disciplined to do it every 3 days to, like, make sure something else happens.
Yeah.
So I've got that part so far, and maybe I'll reapply again for blogger status on both sites.
Yeah.
But right now I finally got down to a routine, and I got my Twitch stuff down to a routine too. I stream every day now. Although I've been forcing myself to do it because it's hard to do it when you have no one watching in the beginning.
Right. Trust me, keep on streaming, man.
Yes,
Just
sir.
every single
Yes,
day.
sir.
And that's for because I've realized I stopped streaming for a period of time, and like 2 months passed. And when you're streaming, you're kind of like in a certain mindset of content creation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that happens, but I feel like I'm more productive if I'm streaming every single day because it's in my face and I'm like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do that. Even though it seems like, and maybe this is just for me, it seems like you have more time if you just didn't stream every day, or if you, it just seems like you have more time if you just didn't stream at all because you could put out like more YouTube videos, but it just didn't work out for me. I just got distracted.
Well, I like
that could just be my brain.
I like the streaming part because it connects with my brand of everything. Like right now, I have a decent amount of students I teach privately, and I also teach at schools and other stuff too. And that continues to grow my brand because I reach out to parents. I find like the motivated kids that want to play tournaments. But the streaming really works because I know the numbers of my podcast will be very low, but that's, to me, that's like I'm just looking at the long-term plan. As long as I'm having fun and creating good content, and I just can't wait for the first time someone's going to come up to me like a chess streamer and be like, hey, I saw your podcast. Can I be on it? And that's when I know I've made it. Right now, it's just cold calling and reaching out. And, I'm glad that my good friend, Mark Plotkin, the IM in Canada, like he started me off really strong with like a 2.5 hour banger of like talking about everything related to chess and stuff. But yeah, Twitch is so important. What I've done now, I just started it today where I have a notepad of all the little clips of what I think is going to become really cool, like shorts, because I've like freaked out, or I managed to win a -9 game on a bullet setting and made it and won it. So I'm gonna throw those shorts out on the YouTube and see how it collects. Because these shorts are like, I look at chess shorts; they're really popular. Like they're, I think it's a good way just to get exposure to the channel. Like maybe it's not going to be necessarily to subscribers, but.
Yeah, you can make clips of this very easily. These podcast episodes. I mean,
I've already started. Yeah, like I just. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, isn't there like software that could do it automatically for you? They can just like,
I don't know how to
copy the faces.
Maybe I do it all manually.
There's software that does it automatically.
The shorts is the easiest.
Yeah, weirdly enough.
Yeah. Like I will.
But I think you kind of. Okay, so there's a previous question on should you do openings and traps on your channel? I would try it out, but isn't your channel mostly about podcasts? Like it's mostly podcasts like this, right?
So I started my YouTube channel 6 years ago, and I got very lucky that my first episode was talking about why I got back into chess competitively, because I was retired for 11 years. From 18 to 29, I stopped playing competitive chess. Now, I would still play on my phone, play on chess.com, play Lead Chess, and I would get stronger over time, but my actual official reign was stagnating. It was just staying the same. And then, I don't know if you want me to tell you the story. It was actually kind of interesting. But anyways, I made a whole YouTube video about it, and I posted it on Reddit. It gave me 300 subscribers right off the bat, which was really good.
Wow.
Yeah, first time.
Reddit is
boom.
Reddit is popping like that?
Yo, Reddit is like, it's a hidden gem when it comes to certain, like, don't get me wrong, I've tried posting videos ever since then, and I'll get swinging the misses. My best video is only like maybe 8,800 viewers, but that's when I interviewed Wesley So face to face, and that was Reddit was most of that traffic. And I didn't know anything about algorithms. I still don't know anything about algorithms. I'm still learning all that stuff. But ever since then, my YouTube then became different. I had different topics of different things, and there was no true focus. Like there was a series where me and a friend would talk about reviewing games from like 200 rated players, and we made it very troll. Good time, but didn't have any caption. So I decided, you know what? Let's just do this podcast. Let's focus on that. Any Twitch clips, I'll just make them shorts just to see how that goes, because there's some funny stuff I react to and stuff. And then again, I'm early on the testing phase. I don't know if I want to make a brand new YouTube channel just for the podcast, but then again, that means I don't have those 300 subscribers anymore. But maybe those subscribers are like they were 6 years ago, so maybe they're just kind of like faded away already. So
it's good to it's good to start out with some subscribers.
Yeah,
I feel, and this could just be me, but I do feel like you. I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just going to keep on repeating that. But from my experience, my channel started popping off after a certain amount of subscribers. So I do feel like a subscriber count does have a say into like if that video is going to be distributed to certain places. Because when I was starting out from zero, like nobody was watching my crap, even if it was good content. So
so when you make a video, there's a section before you create it where it says push out to subscribers. Do you have that checked or unchecked now? Because I've heard two different stories about it. Like if
it depends on the content, right? Because if people are there, like if you have a Fortnite channel and then you wanted to play another game one day, then you should probably have that unchecked. Because people are only subscribed for Fortnite. They're not subscribed for Among Us or Roblox. So so it kind of depends on exactly what type of content you're putting out. But I always have that check mark because most of my content is pretty much the same.
Even when you start off with like 1,000 subscribers, did you always have that checked off when you started?
No, I always have that check mark. I've never had that checked off. But now that you mention it, I'm probably going to try to have that checked off since I want to start doing longer form content.
So I read something
that might actually work.
Yeah, it was interesting. So I read something online from a professional YouTuber. That's what but he's like he has over like 500,000 subscribers. He says when you have that unchecked, it forces YouTube to push it out to different audiences to see if it gains traction or not. And I found that interesting. So I have all my recent new videos. I have them all unchecked, and they're not getting any like real views. But again, I anticipated.
Well, what's real views? Because I think I've seen your channel. What do you be getting?
So the podcast only has like 101 views, which again, I'm starting.
That's for a podcast. That is a good start. Like I've seen, because I think I tried to put out my content on YouTube one time on the podcast, and so I do. Unless it's an interview of somebody famous, I don't even put it on YouTube because most people don't just want to listen to like an audio podcast. But that's really good though to start off with.
I shared it on Reddit too, like
especially for a 2-hour podcast. Especially for
it is getting like about 2 views a day. I've noticed that the clips. So the clips are not going anywhere. They're like 10 to 15. One is at 20.
I'm pretty confident in my shorts capabilities. So I think if you like want me to like check it out, I can check it out and I can like see what's up about that.
It's interesting, yeah. Because I did 3 shorts, and the one averaged like 150 viewers, one did like 24 viewers, but there was one short, 15 seconds. This was hilarious, where I'm speaking to Mark Plotkin. We're talking about the Immortal game, like his best game of all time in chess. Of course, he's an IM, so he memorizes it. So I'm going to literally tell you what he just said to me. He's like, so his queen goes to a3, and he has like mate in 1. And this is quite scary. But luckily, I have a mate in 11. And I went, what? Like my face just froze. So I took a sound bit of like that meme that says, what the F? And I just cut out the F part, and I just went. So you see me look at the camera at him, and he's like, and all you hear in the back was like, "What?" Like, and then it's just like, "Are you serious? Made it 11?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was forced myself to do things." And that gained like 900 viewers in like an hour, and then it stopped. Now it's just chilling.
Wow, yeah. But dude, I know this is different from content creation. I didn't think that was real, to be honest. Like how
if you see that clip. If you could see the clip, and I show the chessboard image like right in the middle here, like here.
Do grandmasters really be doing that?
He's an IM, but I explained. Honestly, I will be very honest. You and I could figure that one out because you're in a mate in 1 situation. You're forced to go through this whole line. Like you have no choice, or you lose.
Okay.
So you would figure it out. I'm confident because I could figure it out.
Yeah. So when I'm calculating, I don't like calculate how many moves though. Like I don't number the moves. Like okay, you know what I mean? I just do okay.
No, but he's an IM, so
okay,
he's like, this is his life, right? Yeah, this is.
Yeah, I feel like that's a different step when you're like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be like 15 moves, and then I'm gonna be in a winning position.
But you can see how I got 900 viewers right away because it was very short. I had that little sound effect, and it's just so preposterous. You know, luckily I had a made in 11. Like, what the hell? You never hear that.
So, if I was giving a major tip on YouTube Shorts, if you want to get popular in the chess content field, it would be I was posting 6 times a day on YouTube.
I have a notepad. Let me write this down.
I was posting 6 times a day, and it only works if you post every 3 hours.
Wow. Oh, but you can like plan it all ahead in theory, so it's not.
Yeah, you can plan it all ahead. So it's not that. Yeah, it's not that bad. So you can like make videos in one day.
Yes.
And I told multiple content creators this, and they blew up on TikToks because of TikTok and YouTube algorithm is pretty much the same on this facet. But yeah, you just post every 3 hours, and then just figure out what works and what doesn't work. And that's how I figured out that like openings and traps work very well in short content. And so yeah, those got the views, and so I just kept on doing those. And there was one day I just did traps all day every 3 hours, and those went million views. They're still climbing.
Traps?
They're still climbing from like last year. I'm like,
okay, Matt. You know what? I'm just gonna this is what I'm gonna do. Like I think I know the traps, but I'm just gonna put ChatGPT. Give me 100 of the top traps in chess, and just bust them all out and just get it done. And if you are gonna do the Petrov trap, make sure you say Russian game trap, because that gets more views than Petrov trap. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
God, of course. Oh my god. I'm actually gonna type. I'm a note taker.
So if for any content creator out there, just start off with the video Russian game trap and get the least amount of seconds as possible, somewhere around like 40 seconds, like 30 seconds to 40. If you can make it less, then that would be great. But yeah, just start off with that video. You'll get some views, promise. What is a Russian game trap?
Damn. Yeah. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. So that would actually be good to learn. Not that I've ever fallen into traps, but it'd be good to know. No, to be I'm not sounding cocky. I just don't fall.
It's like E4, E5, knight to F3, knight to F6. You know this trap. Knight takes on
Queen
E5.
E7. Oh, yeah. Queen E2.
Yeah, just start off with this simple trap. Everybody's like, whoa, this is crazy. Everybody's like freaking out.
My head hurts, man. My head hurts. Oh. I'm sorry. Okay, here, you know what? You said your hot take. Yeah. Here's my hot take. Can you watch lower rated games and have a straight face? Be honest. Be honest.
I do have some friends, some streamers that I watch all the time, and I do like cringe from watching like lower rated players play, because if it's like, but it depends though. If it's like a tactic into that they didn't see, I'm like, okay, that's fine. If it's like they're up here putting pieces on like really bad squares where they could be captured, I'm like, I can't watch you anymore, because I honestly think, and this is probably another hot take, I honestly think if I watch the games too long, I play worse when I play a game afterwards. I know that might sound mean, but I've had this happen to me by experience, and it happens to me when I'm chess streaming too. When I play a 600 rated person, and then like a 2200 wants to like come after me afterwards, and I'm like, I'm not ready for it. It's live stream. It's live stream, and I play horrible chess against a 2200.
Oh my god!
Horrible chess.
What is a 600? Like I guess I'm gonna have to figure that out one day when I have a viewer want to challenge me to 600. Jesus Christ! Oh my god!
It's like so. I'm gonna have to analyze the tier list on this stuff, because I do have some students that are under 1,000, and I have one student that is like 800. I have one student that's under 500, like 400, and it's basically like put in still like under 500 still put in the pieces where they can be captured. And
Okay.
800 is basically like not knowing how to play the opening. It's like just still pushing pawns up.
Like H4, H5, Rook H3.
Well, no,
style.
not even that. Like they know to push the center pawns, but they keep on pushing like pawns instead of developing pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, they try to attack with like 1 or 2 pieces instead of like their whole army. You know, simple stuff like that. But yeah, that's around like 500 to like 800 range. I'm still trying to track it down.
It's like
I'm still trying to track it down. But that's what I got so far in my like H1 analysis on those.
You know what? I don't even know, man. Like I remember I was talking in my chess club. I was talking to a guy named Lloyd, a good friend of mine, 2300 player, a little rusty, and I think we had a conversation about 1,000 rated players, and we just couldn't comprehend what was lower than 1,000. Like what entailed. Like you're giving me some. You're going like, oh, like there's some light shining on me, and I'm just like, is that? Can I really define that as a? Because to me, that's like 1,000, man. Like to me, that's a normal rating. Like that's a good starting rating.
Yeah, and so now I just say, hey, if you're a chess player, you should at least get to 1,000. Like any chess player should be able to get to 1,000 on chess.com. Like that's my mission for everybody. If you're listening, like if you're still under 1,000, struggling against 600, just know, you can. I've heard of people get to 2,000 in like 2 years, which I still think that should be an impossible feat. But at the same time, people are doing it.
I tell you,
I don't know how.
This actually fits perfectly with the subject we're talking about. I gotta tell you about this one student, and I'm not gonna mention his name because he's kind of. Well, you'll see what I mean. So I was on Reddit one day, and I saw a post on chess.com, and I know all you guys are going to start looking for it now, where he's like, I have a bet with 3 of my friends that I can go from 1,100 rapid to 1,850 rapid in 6 months.
Okay.
Guess how much the bet was?
Bro, it better not be anything more than 1,000. What is it, man?
Come on, man. I want to hear the
1,000?
Higher.
Higher? 1,500?
Higher.
2,000?
Higher.
Okay, 4,000.
Higher.
Nope. I'm not guessing anymore. What is the number?
25,000 American.
Wow. This dude does not treasure his money.
He's a good guy, man.
That's it. 25,000. Dude, you know how much pressure that is to be 1,850? Imagine you're on the last day. You're like at 1,700. You're like, I don't want to lose any more rating points.
Dude, I'm not exaggerating anything in this story. So I'm reading this.
Why would you make that bet? What?
Don't worry. If I add more context, it's gonna click. But still, it shouldn't click, but it does. Believe this is the best story I have ever had about this type of situation. So I'm reading Reddit, right? And I'm reading the comments, and he's like, "Yep, it's a signed contract with 3 of his friends. It's legit 25K bet. There's no way getting out of it. 25,000.
He signed it. He signed a contract.
It's signed with, and these are all good friends of his, but it's signed 25K. I proceeded to read all the comments, and 95% of them were just absolutely, like, I can't swear, but basically on his butt, like, just being like, you can't do it, there's no way, there's Reddit's just slamming, like, the heck out of them. And then there's the 5%, which, believe it or not, they're all, like, are us-rated players. They're like, well, you could do it, you just have to breathe chess for 10 hours a day, have 3 coaches teaching you all these different things. And you can in theory do it. In theory, it's only 1850 rapid. It's not over the board,
so boring.
Which would be impossible in my opinion if it's over the board. Like in 1850, you could get like
over the board. But...
Oh no! There's no way. There's no way because 1850 rapid is like you just learn one opening, like cookie cutter it, and just like run it down like everyone's throat. Like that's
just he better. he better just be learning the King's Indian defense for black and like the London system for white. That's all he should be learning.
I got you. So this is in the beginning of me deciding to choose chess as my whole like field. Like so I'm reading it and I'm like, first I'm just laughing my ass off because it's beautiful. And then I'm like, you know what? Why not? So I messaged him and I said, do you need a coach? I've now had him for 2.5 months.
What rating is he?
He has 3 coaches. He doesn't use me as much now because he has a GM coach that's focusing on other things. But he was using me in the beginning. I was the big catalyst. The highest he's hit so far was 1659. And he's now he's starting to feel the pain.
2 months is pretty good.
Yes,
yeah, 2 months is pretty good.
But he's struggling now. He's struggling now because now
that 1600 plateau is really tough.
Yeah, so now I know this too. So now he went down to like 1550. Last I checked, he was at 1590. So now the game has really begun. This is where the pain and the struggle begins.
Why is 1600 that hard to get through? I've never.
Because they're just more consistent, those players, because they all avoid blunders early game. Like I would say 90% of them. And I'm trying really hard to think back when I remember how hard it was for me at 1600, because it was so tough. I remember
because it's for like every player. I just know it, and 1600 is just tough.
Yeah, so we're right now. So he wasn't like, I didn't coach him for like a good month, but I would follow up on him. Oh, sorry. Let me explain a little bit about this guy. So he's a 23-year-old. We're in the University of Manhattan. Like he goes to university. There. And he's a really smart kid. Or sorry, not kid. He's like a young adult like us.
Yeah.
I then find out later that he's actually a former Fortnite pro. Top 100 in the world.
That's awesome, but chess is a whole nother ball game.
But he has the discipline to at least play 15, 25 games of Rapid a day. And he's juggling everything. It's crazy, this guy. So
I would stream it if I was him. I would stream that.
So he actually has a following on YouTube and like about 30,000 subscribers. But he doesn't do it anymore. That was his old days when he was a former Fortnite pro. So he's doing a blog on chess, and obviously, like I'm a part of it because I'm a big part of getting him at least up those plateaus and stuff. But I told him when you hit 1750, you need to message me every time you're playing because I want to live stream this crap. Like I want to watch and like I want to be there when he hits 18 because I know he's going to do it. There's no doubt in my mind. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, if he got to 1600 in 2 months, it's not really. Yeah. He just needs to hone down on his openings and like really play a good middle, like a mean middle game.
Yeah, so I talked to him about like what is your gym doing right now, and he's like, well, he's just kind of like reviewing games, but not like all of them. And I'm like, no, we need to let me get you back into the fold. We have lessons planned this week. We need to review everything because we need to tighten up this middle game part.
Yeah,
like we need to
especially. I think he can make it if he tighten up the rook end games, like the rook pawn end games.
Yeah. I already have these end games because I obviously do coaching, so I have all these like set up that I'm going to run through with him. We're going to and then he has to play at optimum times because he's playing on like the subway at 30% mental strength, and I'm like, do not do that. Do not like you should be playing like now. The quantity can be reduced because the quality matters more than anything. If you play,
he should not be stressing himself out like that.
Correct. If he plays like 5 games and gains like 25 rating, stop playing for the rest of the day. Just try and get 25 every day or something like. But
and plus, hopefully he changed the settings too, unlike the -25 instead of like negative affinity, so he's not facing somebody like that's a GM at 1300. He needs to change his settings.
That's actually I don't know if he's done that, but because I've never seen him play in a while. But I'm assuming he has because I look at his history all the time. I actually look at it every day because I'm obviously I'm emotionally invested in this guy, like 100%. Like his journey is so cool. and he's playing.
Why
only
1850? Why not 1800? Like that would have been so much easier.
Yeah, that would have been the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, because once you go past 1800, it's just like some of those guys can play like a 90% accuracy game.
Yeah, I know. I told him when he hits the 17 to 50, prepare yourself because you might not move for 2 months. Like it's just and legit, man. Like, but he has the discipline, which is like the half the battle, and he's actually gotten better and better because I've watched all his games, and he's motivated, and he has till May 15th to make this all happen.
6 months. Couldn't be me. Could not be me. Dude, you know what's weird about this generation? I got a comment the other day. I was like collaborating with a guy. Somebody asked me, how can I get out of 1400? I've been in 1400 for 2 months. And I laughed. And I was like, bro, what do you mean you've been at 1400 for 2 months, bro? You know how long I've been at 2000, bro? Like,
oh my God, are you kidding me?
People are like, the patience level is gone. It's like, what? It's like even 1600. If I think back to my days, like between like 1400 to 1600, I was in that little group for like it has to be a year or even a couple years.
For me, it was a couple years for sure. It took me a while.
Yeah. It's like, wow, just 2 months.
And you know what?
You're tired of it.
We had to put in our time too. We must have played like 10,000 games of chess to like slowly grow out
because
of it.
We didn't have coaches, so of course it was harder for us. So like, you should be instantly, if you're doing that and you don't got a coach and you're trying to get out of 1400 because you've been in there for 2 months, dude, you need to do like all of us veteran people did.
Yeah, I know. It's like
get a coach.
It's the instant gratification era. That's the
It's like,
damn,
wow, 2 months.
That's funny as hell.
2 month struggle is crazy. Yeah, I laughed. I laughed for like a good minute.
Oh my God.
Laughed. Like, bro, what do you mean? I don't think he messaged back. Hopefully I didn't seem like disrespectful. Probably did. But not 2 months is... Bro,
that's
disrespectful to me.
That's so cap.
Like the question was disrespectful. You offended me. Like I'm not gonna worry about offending you. Like,
oh my God. Oh,
dude, people, the gall that people have nowadays, man.
Oh man, yeah. So don't worry, you'll get a message from me, or hopefully my video of my reaction to him getting 1850 will go viral. Like I'm just gonna throw this couch behind me and lose my crap, man. It's gonna be like a crazy.
I'm actually pretty interested, and we're gonna have to talk about Reddit after this podcast episode. But I actually am very interested in like seeing if that guy actually passes 1800.
Oh, he will. He will. I am 100% sure. I just don't know when.
Does he have 25K to dish out like before he did that deal?
So there are some context to this, but yes, he has 25K to dish out that I know about. I'm going to keep it personal.
Okay.
But he's a very smart guy, and he's figuring out chess, and he's an open communicator. He has a full-time job and doing university full-time. So yeah, he's
25K, and he does university. He has 3 coaches.
Maybe it's 2 coaches now. But yeah, he had up to 3 coaches because I told him in the very beginning, go find like endgame coach when he was like 1100, and then I will focus on like just building up your repertoire, clean up mistakes, like all that stuff. Because that was like my
his tactics better be sharp. He should be doing tactics nonstop.
Yeah, he's I actually have to look at his tactics again, but I think that's actually something he needs to put even more effort on, his tactics, because that will autopilot him for a lot of things.
Because if he's better at tactics than like a 2000 rated person, then he can probably almost get there. Because
I'm just glad
it's like a combination of tactics and strategy that you have to learn, and it's really hard to get it down.
Yeah, his openings are pretty good now. It's his middle game he's obviously having tough time with, because if he plays against someone that's more accurate,
I mean, he learned it in 2 months. It's like the experience is just not there.
But remember, he's put in more time in. Remember, he only plays rapid games. He doesn't play bullet or blitz. Yeah. It's just only rapid counts.
Mm-hmm. So he should avoid bullet at all costs.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, but I've like, again, I look at all his history of his games and stuff, so I know who the GM is, and the GM really does. So actually, when he explained what the GM does, I actually kind of took that and added it to my repertoire. Like, the GM will bust out 40 positions, like every minute or every like 30 seconds, and say which one's better. Like, who's winning here? And then he'll be like, "Oh, this person," and then he will correct him or congratulate him and explain why. Then move on to the next position. So he's starting to build up.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
Yeah, it's interesting. I never thought about it, and he does it every 40, like within a minute. Like, he just keeps going to the next one.
Yeah, because we do instantly do that, right? When we look at a board, if we're going around to see people's tables, we do be like, oh yeah, white is winning in that table.
Yeah, but some of them are, and then they get progressively more challenging because you're really not sure. So it just helps him to recognize that, because still he has 10 to 15 minutes to like understand it. So I'm actually I'm creating an Excel sheet with like a database of like all these different topics, because one thing I want to do is when I go I'm going to create this blog where I'm just going to put on blast coaches, not names.
I would definitely want to interview him. I would definitely want to. And once he passed 18, they'll be like, please tell the audience, because clearly you did it the quicker way than any other person in history. Like,
well, I got dibs.
You got it, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what? We can both do it.
Yeah, we'll both do it. I can fit a third space here. Easy.
Yeah, be like, hey, buddy, you're most popular in my book. Shoot.
I wish I was making this up, but it's all legit, man. Everything about this is like,
that is awesome. Amazing. Good for him. Nobody has that motivation or determination that I see
Fortnite
anymore.
Gamer. He's like,
when
I think of top 100, that's like GM level. That's super GM level thinking. So, and he set world records in Fortnite. So he's like, I've seen some of his videos. It blows my mind. Like, I don't know Fortnite. But
they get paid. They get paid with Fortnite. Yeah, that's crazy. That's good.
Yeah, he's
I play Fortnite too. I play Zero Build.
I don't know anything about Fortnite. I used to play.
Yeah.
So here's how serious I got about chess. Like
H1Chess on PS5. Yeah.
Nice. No, I used to play. So I used to be a hardcore gamer. Like, back in my day, you were either Quake or Unreal Tournament. I was Unreal Tournament, and I created a clan. Well, I didn't create it. A friend of mine I met in a server. We created a clan together, and then I became in charge of it. And to this very day, like 20-something years later, we still have a WhatsApp group just talking about shit in general. But we're not active in UT anymore, obviously, because we're talking about the first version, Unreal Tournament 99. But I used to play Apex, and I loved it. And then I realized, wait, why am I playing Apex? I could be streaming for 3 hours and growing everything. So I just got rid of everything. I deleted everything. Every game I played or whatever, I'm just like, if I'm not blogging, eating, talking, hanging out with friends or family, I'm streaming. Because I have to be that way. I have to gear towards. And I'm already seeing a little bit of flow of success. Like, I got a few subscribers on Twitch.
Yeah.
Like, it's already slowly happening again like I used to do it. But, like, because I'm a Twitch affiliate, so I'm not starting from the beginning. Like, 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago I got Twitch affiliate in a month, which was amazing. Like, that was,
Yeah, getting that first 50 is hard. No, yeah, the streaming struggle is definitely real.
Yeah.
And I just not figured this out, and it took a while to actually have an audience on Twitch, but more than a while. I think I have a better position like streaming on Twitch before anybody else, because I was already popping on other platforms. So all they had to do is like see my face and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna follow you. But man, streaming on Twitch nonstop with no viewers is probably one of the things I had to do in life, man. It's just like, bro, nobody likes me. Nobody wants to see me.
No, I'm going through that.
I
was going through that for the last 3 weeks because I was talking to my chess friends about this. I'm like, dude, it's so hard to stream when no one's watching, when it's at 0.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember, actually, this happened to me 4 days ago. I kid you not. It was probably one of the few things that kind of changed my whole mindset. There was this guy. He's like a professional videographer. He had an interview on Instagram. It was like a 5-minute clip, and I just happened to come on my phone, and he explained to the interviewer why movies. I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. Why, like, the remade movies are doing bad. Why they suck. Like, you know, like, and he said the reason.
Yeah, they're garbage.
Yeah, and he said the reason why is because all these companies or movie productions are just focusing on trying to get the bag. While is what really creates the money is when the artist does things their way, regardless of what anyone thinks. That's where the true beauty is. They focus on their craft. They do it the way they want it. That's why, like, we have some of the most successful music artists of all time. Like, they just do their thing, and they do it well, and it gets better. And then over time, the audiences just cherish that person who stayed steady along the way. So you gotta enjoy what you do, etc. And I realized, wait a minute, if I take that mindset to Twitch, you know, I can play Blitz. I can go on, like, I use Elite Chess right now. One of the things I found on Elite Chess that can slowly grow me is they've accepted me as a streamer. So now I'll start playing in their 300 people Bullet or Blitz tournaments, and I'm like 2,300. So I got a bit of a bang for a rating. Like, I got enough people to see me. But what happens is that I'm the only person that's streaming on that tournament, and then I get the trickle of people seeing my name glowing. Oh, this guy's playing this tournament, streaming, and then they'll come and trickle. And that's how I've been averaging like eight
That's
views.
That's actually really creative.
Yeah, and I've only been doing it for 4 days, and I've been averaging 8 viewers a day, like, for 2 hours. And
I know people. Okay, let me explain this to people in the audience. 8 viewers is better than 0, and plus, think about this. Isn't like a 10-minute video. This isn't like a 1-minute video. This is like people will sit there during your whole stream, and your whole stream could be 2 to 3 hours. And they're just interested in you. All right. So this is like really important, especially in the beginning. So this isn't going to be like some whose stream was I in recently? I was actually hyped. I seen a Botes sister stream. They really entertaining. Because it's like they bring in like other streamers like Anna Kremling, and I was like, dang. And I'll be watching other people's streams. Just I basically start out a student of the game, you know, because streaming is not my thing. It's still other people's thing. And I'm still learning from these other people like Hikaru Nakamura, Gotham Chess when he streams, which is pretty hilarious. Even the top streamers, well, even the other top streamers too, or the lower streamers that are over me. But yeah, but that's where you have to start those, like at those 8 people. You got to throw basically a party for those 8 people. And it's really commendable.
No, I appreciate it. And thank you for doing that, clearing that context for others who doesn't understand that 8 viewers is like everything right now. Like that's the beginning.
Because that's a devoted 8 people. It's not just an average viewer that's gonna forget about you after that day. No, they're gonna expect you to be back here tomorrow.
And I have no choice. Like, you know, tomorrow I got a really heavy day of lessons, editing. You know, I got. Actually, you know what's funny? You mentioned the Botes sisters. They're both from Canada. I'm really hoping one day, I don't know when, I really hope I want to get Andrea Botes, because I'm a big fan of her, but most importantly, I've been a big fan of her DJing. I've been listening to her music. It's so great. It's so good. I'm like, what the flip? And so this is about podcast 3. Podcast 2, I brought on Deanna Mraz, who is a chess streamer, a Women's FM, one of the strongest players in Ireland. We did a 2-hour, 50-minute banger, and she's good friends with Andrea. I'm like, please get Andrea to come here. Like, nah, one day, maybe one day. But I swear, if she comes on here, we're gonna talk about an hour about DJing. Like, I just want to talk about her DJing and how, like, I'm listening. I'm like working out to this stuff, man. It's bangers after bangers, and it's so cool that she's doing her thing. It's good that Alexandra Botez is doing her thing with poker and Optic Gaming content creating and stuff. And I'm like, that's so cool. But yeah,
no, they pushed. Because, okay, before I say my next statement, I have to preface this. A decade ago, anybody that was not titled didn't have any social media presence.
Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing. And they wasn't even considered to be like coaches at all. Like, people didn't know that coaches exist that wasn't titled players. They just thought that, you got to be at least like a grandmaster in order for you to teach me. Because that's not, Yeah. And the Botez sisters, they pushed all of us other streamers to actually be out there. That's like 2,000 rated, that's entertaining too, because we have to have that entertaining part since, we're not title players.
Yeah, there has to be something there. There has to be something else.
It has to be like a personality or something else. But I'm glad that they pushed the culture towards that direction, so that, like, because there's a lot of good personalities that aren't title players, and that's what I appreciate about them and other streamers that is doing the exact same thing, that aren't title players, but they're just like, they just have entertaining streams. And I've actually sat in one of their streams. It's really good, and I think I watched a video of them. They was talking about all their hateful comments, and I'm actually surprised about all the hate, like the hateful comments that they get. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? You don't get the point of the stream,
man. Just like,
it's stuff. Like, bro, just let them chill. Yeah, let them have fun. They was one of the first to do it. It's hard, one of the first to like get popular and live off of like chess content as a streamer. It's hard to be one of the first.
Yeah, especially
not title.
Yeah, like my number one chess streaming was always Chess Bros. I remember them. I think I was subscribed to them for now. 5 years now. Actually, no, I got a good story about.
I remember. So I remember a decade ago. Then you can go into your story. I remember seeing the Chess Bros. He would beat grandmasters in like 10 seconds on the clock, and they would have the full minute. I'm thinking to myself as like a 14-year-old kid, like, this is wild.
Yeah.
How is this possible to be this good? Because I didn't have internet. Well, I went to the library. I was watching these videos, but I didn't have internet. So I didn't really know that there's anybody better than Josh Wainskin. I thought like Josh Wainskin, Yasser Seirawan was like the best chess players in the whole world. I mean, my worldview is pretty small. But when I got on YouTube and actually seeing like chess content and people making content like that, I'm like, bro, I could be better. It's like, what? This is a whole nother level,
Oh my god! As a 14-year-old, the world is
very small.
The clouds just like open up, and you're like, "What is this?"
Yeah. I didn't know nothing about Magnus Carlsen. I didn't know nothing about Hikaru Nakamura, Fabiano Caruana. I didn't know anything about these guys until I got on YouTube and started searching up content. And then these guys would be name dropping these people, and I would be like, "Who are these people?" And then I see the St. Louis Chess Club hosting the Singfield Cup of 2014, where Fabiano Caruana went on an 8 game winning streak.
Yeah,
crazy. One of the first tournaments I seen fully, and I was like, "Bro, how isn't this guy world champion right now?" Until I realized Magnus Carlsen is just a beast.
Yeah, he is just another level, man. That's just It's like, I think it's all psychological. I hate to say it. Like, it's just he has a dead draw, and he's like, you know what? Let's see how long your stamina lasts.
Yeah, he can just do. Usually, if I do that, I do a mistake. But when he does it, it just works out.
It's crazy. It's crazy how he does it. I think
third best move works out because the opponent doesn't know how to do the first best move. I don't know how he puts the other super grandmasters in this mode that I don't know what happens to them. Like, I really don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, and he doesn't even consider himself to be like a creator, if that makes sense. Like, he considers like
Mm-hmm.
Gary Kasparov. He was like the one who created all the different like openings and lines. And Vladimir Kremik's definitely up there too, especially making like the Berlin
Mm-hmm.
system popular. Carson's not really a
Right.
creator. He's like he actually compares himself to Anand, where they take things and just make it better. Like that's how.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big fan
And
of Grandmaster Vishy Anand. Like that guy is a legend in my mind.
yeah, they don't. Yeah, Magnus Carlsen, he doesn't really play main theory. He goes into these sidelines, which is pretty creative, and he plays E4, D4, even C. Like even when he plays C4, it's just like it's it's a beautiful game, honestly. Anything that he plays, because the general advice that I give people is like learn one opening, and he's like playing everything, and then they look at me like, "Why are you telling me to learn one opening?" And then I'll be like, "Well, are you Magnus Carlsen? Are you Are you studying 10 hours a day? I think not. So follow my advice and do the do my way so that you can get better."
You know what's even more shocking about Magnus is just I'm gonna have like a segment just for Magnus for a second. Like the fact that he gave up his world title because he wants to pursue other interests, but he's still crushing all the tournaments he's in. Like,
well, they didn't want to do his time control. They didn't want to do his time control. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Man, this is going to be another hot take. I don't know. I think they should have probably conceded with that, Magnus Carlsen's views on that, even though I kind of see their views on it. Like when I think of a world championship match, I think of it being classical.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it kind of sucks because now we have a world champion, Ding Liren. And I think most people's sentiment, and I hear this from my chat too, they say, well, it kind of sucks because we already know who the best in the world is because we never seen Ding Liren and Magnus Carlsen go toe to toe. And so, yeah, it's a tricky era.
So
it's a tricky era.
My thought on this, it's very simple. I feel like when it comes like to competition, yes, we know Magnus is number one. It's true, but you could still be number one and not be world champion. And it's like to me, it's like an NBA team. So I'm Canadian, so I'm a big fan of the Toronto Raptors, and they're in the rebuild, all that crap. But when we played Golden State in the finals, we know that if KD was healthy, we would not. There's like a 10% chance we'll beat them. They will destroy us. They are the greatest, most assembled team of all time with like 5 All-Stars on their roster, etc. So when everyone kept saying, "Oh, we don't deserve it," because not only KD got injured, but Klay Thompson got injured in the end of the third quarter, Game 6. Well, that's part of the game is being injured or people not interested or like XYZ. LeBron used to have like Kyrie Irving and what was the other guy? Oh my god, I forgot his name. And they got both injured, and he had no help against Golden State. Golden State like destroyed him like 4-2. So I think it's just it's part of the game. And at the moment,
you don't think
Ding Liren still have to prove himself to win? Because
that is true, but I think you don't think that it kind of dilutes the candidates tournament in the next Fortress Championship a little bit with Magnus Carlsen not playing because it's kind of like the Bobby Fischer era. We already everybody knew Bobby Fischer was the greatest. But
Magnus can still lose the candidates, but it's funny enough, it actually hurts us. And Mark and I talked about it in the first podcast where no one's really interested in these candidates compared to the level what Magnus brings as an audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the worst time for us to have the candidates hosted in Toronto for the first time ever and not have Magnus there. It's actually ridiculous. Yeah.
That sucks.
I did tell you that I met him, right?
Yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah. It was actually completely random. It was I don't even know if the term made sense, but I'll give you the quick context. So I was invited to Chess.com's event. They were doing a segment of all the chess kids coming up and sitting where all the 8 players were playing in the finals, etc. And I knew there was a possibility that I would run into a GM. but I didn't think it was likely. So I remember I was in this hallway, and a couple of my colleagues were in the washroom. So I'm staying in the hallway just chilling, and I see someone move from the corner on the left hand side. So I just look over, and there he is, Magnus Carlsen. He just walks right towards me, and his hair is like completely over on this one side. Messiest thing I've ever seen. So he just clearly woke up. The first thing that came to my head was, holy crap, he's a lot taller than I thought. This guy's like, I think he's like 5'9" or something, and I'm 5'7". And then the second thought was, dude, this might be the only time I ever meet him. Do I ask for a picture when he's completely just woke up from his hotel room?
Oh, man.
And I'm like, I can't do it. I'm Canadian.
You can't do it. No.
I can't do it. But I
sucks.
did say something to him, though. So as he walked by, he didn't look at me once, by the way. He walked by, and I said, good luck on your match today. And I'm wearing like my ECC, like my chess club is called Atomical Chess Club. Shout outs to them. I'm wearing my merch and everything. And I swear to God, he just keeps walking, like as though he was like prepping in his head. And he slowed down slightly and said, thank you. And then he just kept walking off. And I'm like, I'm good. I don't need a photo.
Yeah.
I don't need a photo. I just met the world
he
champion.
probably gets that constantly. Yeah, he probably gets that constantly. Yeah.
So I like to think that when he destroyed both his opponents that day, I contributed 0.01% of it. Because I didn't tilt him off the face of the earth by asking for a photo when he just woke up and he just wanted to get his orange juice at the restaurant.
Yeah, and he was probably late a little bit too. He's not
a morning person. I know that. His hair was like all over here. Like it was.
Yeah.
But no, it was cool. Like no one's ever gonna have that interaction with him.
Yeah, that would have been cool to have Magnus Carlsen at the Canada's tournament though this year.
Yeah.
In Toronto. That would have been awesome. But I just hope this is what I hope don't happen in the future. And I was talking to like a friend of mine about this, is that like he wants to be world champion again, and like he doesn't win in the Canada's tournament, and it's like, dang it, bro, no.
Well, we never know.
It's like something, because I kind of have a feeling he might want it back, but yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he will.
Well, imagine if Alexei Feruzhin like destroys everyone in the candidates and then beats Dean Laurent. Magnus will be back for sure. 100%.
Yeah, that would be crazy if Alvarez Ferrugia becomes world champion. I think that's what he was waiting on before, right? Until Jan Nepo won again, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not playing this one."
Well, yeah, because he's not. He was not disciplined enough to win in the candidates against like. But just think, this candidates tournament is going to be
that would push it though. I hope Alvarez win then.
I hope any of the young guns win.
I kind of been rooting for Fabiano Caruana since he won that Singfield Cup in 2014. So because his openness is impeccable.
If I were to bet money, it would be Fabiano for sure to win the candidates.
Yeah,
I just think he's too good, and he now can smell the blood in the air that I could actually be world champion now.
Yeah, like because since Magnus Carlsen isn't reigning champion, then I'm actually considering a whole lot of other players. I know Ding Laurent is pretty tough. Like he's a tough. He plays my openings too, which I like the Catalan. You know what I mean?
You still remember that game he played? The famous checkmate where he played D5 and no one had a clue what that was, and then he found this beautiful sequence that, like,
yes, sir,
that was so beautiful.
Yeah,
like that was actual chess beauty. Jeez, I'm gonna write a blog on that.
Amazing.
I'm writing a blog on that. There's a topic right there. Chess beauty right there.
He is an amazing player. I do like the games that he plays. He plays somewhat my repertoire. I don't think he plays with Trabowski though, but I do like his catalog.
I wonder why. Okay.
I know, right? I know. I think they're kind of similar. Never mind. Okay, but if I would put who would win the Canada's tournament, my top three would definitely be Fabiano Caruana, Hikaru Nakamura, because I come on, everybody wanted Hikaru Nakamura to be world champion. He was one away.
He could have been the candidates. He could have won it.
Yeah. He could have won the candidates. He could have been like, that would have been crazy. Yeah. And he's a streamer too. That would have been some amazing coverage on the World Chess Championship.
Yeah.
So I still do think that he has like a small chance. And Alvarez and Ferrugia. That's my top 3.
Yeah, that's actually my top 3 too. I can't straight up. It's just that's the only 3 I'm looking at. I would like Alexei to win though. I think that would be great for chess, especially him being representing the. Well, he's going to be 18 soon, right? If not, is he 18 now or no? He shouldn't be.
I don't know. I haven't looked up his games that much, but. Did he play in like the World Chess Blitz in Rapid or something?
I'm not sure. I just know that even from Magnus's perspective, he considers Alexei the fastest calculator like of all time, like right now. Like just the way he calculates. Okay. He's like a machine.
Huh. Yeah.
Like I wish a Livonian. Livonian is not in the candidates, right? I'm pretty sure he isn't.
I don't think so. I think MVL is in there though.
I would love Livonian. Actually, I would if Livonian was in the candidates, I would want him to win at all costs. Like I'm such a big fan of the way he plays. Like it's just fearless and just he doesn't care if he's down like a bishop or a pawn or whatever.
Right.
He's like a low key Alpha Zero.
You know, it's funny, and this guy kind of mad. I said my thoughts on who my top 3 chess player in the whole world, and he was like, okay, I'm just gonna name him. I said Magnus Carlsen, Caruana, Hikaru Nakamura. He was, and there was a view that was like, why did you name 3 USA people? And I just had a good laugh. What? Bro, people are so salty on the internet. So if you do want to do content, just be prepared for the saltiness. Just be.
Yeah. I'm not worried about people trying to hurt my feelings. So I never told you this, but my former career, I used to be in corporate security for 13 years, like physical security.
Okay.
So I'm not worried about like a chess player. Like no chess player will ever intimidate me. It's just facts. Like I'm not worried about that. But yeah, that's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. That's like
it's like the first name.
What?
Because I think people just get like really national about things, and I'm like, I don't really play that when I'm streaming. I'm try to stay away from political and stuff when I'm streaming.
The three topics: country, politics, religion. Just let it.
Yeah, stay away from that crap. And people always try to add it in there. It's like, okay, timeout. You know, whatever. Because that's just not my stream, not at all.
There's a time and platform.
They do make a lot of money though. They do make the money, but that's not me.
There's certain things where you just don't open that Pandora's box.
Right. Once you open it, you can never close it. You can.
And you know what's funny because I know I have like knowledge and topics of all 3 of those, but there's a time and place for it. Like you'll never hear me talk about this on the podcast. I'll be like, okay, moving along. Now. Like I just like as simple as that.
And I still got a 9-to-5 job. Nobody talks about that at work either. So if I'm streaming, that's basically work. So I'm not going to talk about it while I'm streaming.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just how it is. Yeah. Shoot. I just remember when I got that comment. That was pretty hilarious. Everybody was like, "Did you really just say 3 USA people?"
Wow. Wow.
Like Magnus Carlsen is from the United States. Yes, you are right.
Oh my God, that's beautiful, man. That is beautiful.
Yeah. Oh man, but I cannot wait for this candidates tournament. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna try to watch every second of it, the coverage, because I already know chess.com is gonna do some really good coverage of it.
I wanted to ask you this. Would you ever consider trying to become a broadcaster, or do you do any type of...
Yes, I say this on every single podcast. Yes, man. That would be awesome. When I first started making content, I just wanted to do everything chess. Like, that's why you see me podcasting. I have a blog too, apparently. I got like 200 followers on the medium.com
That's good
website. So if you want to follow it, chess knowledge coin, you know what I mean?
Send me all your links. I'm just gonna have it on every single short and clip when that's what I want to do, of course. Yeah, but yeah.
But I just want to do everything chess. So that's why I'm really just wanted to conquer all these skills. I know I'm kind of like saying it like a barbarian, but that's kind of how you have to think of like social media content. You kind of want to like be proficient. You want to be the professional in every single field. And so that's what I want to do. I want to like do everything chess wise. I want to commentate on chess.com. That would be a really awesome thing to do. Being like Toronto for like a week. I don't mind that at all. Bring the family along with me too. I got my wife and kids. That would be great.
Oh, nice.
Yes, sir. And just any other job, actually, I just wouldn't mind doing. I've talked to some interesting chess players. I've did half the goals that I wanted to do in the chess world, but not enough yet. There's one final goal that I want to do that is going to take some time to reach. It's going to take some time to reach.
Well, you know what?
And I'm going to reach it. Going to reach it once I can like finally get some views on my longer form content on YouTube, because that algorithm is tripping.
Hey man, if you come to Toronto, I'll show you around. And if you need a co-host or talk about candidates games, I'm down, 100%.
Oh, that would be great. Dang, that would be cool. I want to win the candidates matches.
I have all the lights and studios. I could transform this all into like a mini studio.
Let's go.
100%.
I could probably do like a weekend. Or a Thursday, but yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, man.
To do the candidates matches and just commentate on games. Yeah,
100%. And I feel like I'm strong in like commentary too. It's just I never really thought of like doing it, because there's so many stronger players that are giving insights, and again, it's like that mental block of like, why would they listen to me and they listen to those guys? But I got to stop thinking that way. And to be fair,
well, those guys, they use engines anyway.
Yeah, which is to me, it's cheating. Stop using engines. Stop using engines.
Yeah, bro, you're a grandmaster. You shouldn't be using engines. You just made it available for me now to do it. Yeah. But
that's why I really like Nish and Robert from chess.com when they were doing the World Championship. They didn't use an engine. It was beautiful. I loved it. I loved that feedback from their perspectives. Not reading.
Yeah, even the evaluation bar is kind of cheating. The evaluation bar is kind of cheating.
It's super cheating. It's super. Imagine. You know why? Sorry, go ahead.
Back in the day, they used to just have the wall board. Yeah. Annotating, like commentating. No, it's super cheating. Like, we as arbiters, we are watching to make sure no one gives any signals of any sort to like indicate positions. Like, that's why I know why parents are a little frustrated that they can't like watch their kids live playing like chess and stuff, but the reason why is because they'll like look at the board and give a nod to their kid, and that shows them that the kid's winning, and that's like more than that's a huge thing. And so we just keep it all separate. You need to know.
Imagine
that's all you need to know.
I think Mark Plotkin said something where if he knew objectively the state of the game against like Magnus Carlsen, he would beat him. Because that's how powerful it is to know, like, that you're in a good spot. If you just had that one time to like use it, like, and I'm like, well, that's scary when you think about it.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, man, I got you, man. You come to Toronto, I got a bed right. I got a. Where are these foldable couch things? We'll do it, man. 100%. 100%.
That'll be
100%.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, man. Got some beers here, Canadian beers. If you haven't been to a club in a while, we got clubs here too, all different music.
I'm a family man. I don't do clubs anymore. Yes. You know what I mean?
I didn't say no, but you might have to business expense to go out and
business expenses.
Yeah,
business expenses. I don't
Toronto,
need any distractions in my life. My wife is my one and only. Let me get out of trouble. Just in case this podcast episode goes viral.
Yeah, I'm gonna wake up from now when it's like I see like 30,000 views in like one minute.
Yeah, that would be great.
But yeah,
because this has been like a really good discussion. This has been awesome.
No, I appreciate like all the funniness, the insights, just like the camaraderie, man. Man, this is like I love it.
This is how chess should be. Like chess commentary should be like, just like funny stuff.
Natural funny.
Just a good time. Yeah, natural funny, just a good time. Because most people think like chess players are just boring to talk to when it's just like this. It's just like this podcast. Are y'all not entertained right now? I'm talking to you.
Are you not? Dude, I'm gonna make that a short right now. Like, are you not entertained? I'm just gonna maximize your face on the screen. Be like, are you not entertained? And then like a video clip of like
exactly.
Gladiator, right? Yeah, Gladiator. That's where it came from. Yeah, right. One of the best movies of all time, in my opinion.
Shoot, we talked about everything. The only thing we didn't talk about was Kramnik, with the cheating stuff. But actually, other than that, we talked about.
Yeah, that's dude. That's a topic itself.
Yeah, it's honestly not like it's kind of humorous, but it's not a laughing matter anymore because I honestly think that like somebody should actually help him out and know, I think somebody should talk to him because I've seen some recent videos. I was like, bro, you missed that and you're calling him a cheater. It's like, so I do feel really bad for Kramnik.
I don't know where it started, man. It's just like a tangent. It just keeps going, and
I know there's cheaters on the platform on chess.com, and I get the other side. Like, if Hikaru Nakamura was cheating and he had an evaluation bar, like that's all he would need to cheat against his opponents. He would need.
So this is something that's interesting, and I brought this up on the first podcast because I remember when I was at chess.com and I saw their anti-cheating like stuff they were doing there, where they have this one guy who's dedicated to just identifying sound waves or like any sort of like signals, and we're talking about signals that can come from metal objects, plastic objects, anything. And if something goes off, he'll detect it right away and figure it out. So they really got these like anti stuff, but. Dude, man, Mark and I talked about this for 40 minutes about cheating, like, and how there are so many ways to cheat. One of them is like evaluation bars, winking at someone. Like, remember when Chess.com released that huge report about Hikaru, and they were like, they didn't sense any type of cheating. But like, to me, that's like coming from someone that has a bit of a fraud background in like security in the old days and stuff. It's like. That's like, to me, it's like that report might compass like all these different ways, but there's so many other things that could go on that isn't recorded by a computer, no matter how good chess.com's like algorithms are or anything like that.
So one thing that I didn't know is that now people can like hook up an AI to their like chess account and play a full-on Grandmaster bullet match. And they did it to me in my stream, and I had to like ban them. I'm like, dude, you're 900 elo, and you're playing a 90% accuracy against me in a bullet match. So that is a thing too.
Actually, I can tell you something about that. So back in Yahoo Chess, there was actual softwares you could use you install it on your computer, and it will take you'll log into your Yahoo account, and it will sit at a chess table game. And it will play all your moves for you. And it'll play at a certain strength, like, as strong as a computer was at that time. And I feel like that's what you just gave me deja vu. I think that's what you just explained to me. Instead of the computer's AI. Holy jeez.
And that's because the only thing that I thought was cheating was, if you're playing a blitz match and they're spending like 10 seconds on every move, you obviously know that they're finding like the engine move in those like 10 to 15 seconds. But it's out of control nowadays. It's really out of control.
Well, wait until 10 years from now.
Too, that doesn't even count. Like, let's say that the guy's actually good at cheating and they just use the engine for like one move, like in a critical position.
The third move.
Does it account for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, does it account for that? Like, of course, like the guy who's using the engine for every single move and does like a weird king move in like in like a crazy position.
Yeah. Oh my god, like King F8 on like a weird ass board. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what is that? That's
actually,
not human.
It's funny that you said that because I remember watching a game. It was actually two female players, like really strong, like 2400s, and one of the commentators was I can't remember her name, but she's the Indian IM. Very famous. like commentator, very good. And her and I were both talking about the game live, and they're watching it from like the DGT board screen. And according to the engine, this is like 20 moves in a middle position, and Black has not castled yet. White hasn't castled yet. The move was like King F8, because apparently the engine like 5 moves from now saw that the king can be threatened from this crazy like positional strategic thing. And there was like she was commenting like no human being whatever, and then the players played King F8. Everyone was freaked out, and she was found cheating later.
Wow.
It was like no one in their human mind would play King F8 in that position. Like,
if you're that good, shouldn't you know that like you shouldn't play that move? I guess once you see it, it's kind of impossible not to play it.
Well, it's just, yeah, because I think there's also, I hate to say it, dumb cheaters and then very smart cheaters, and
yeah,
I don't know, man. Like I think, like I said, 10 years from now, we're all have like a microchip in our brain that's like 3600 ELO, and chess will be gone forever.
One year from now, it's gonna be like if you're playing a rated game, you got to record yourself in the computer 24/7.
I can have someone like on a call, like watching me live and blah blah blah, and they can. I don't know. I think there's so many ways around if you really. But I don't know. We're in a good
man. It's a sad topic. I do hate when I think that I play some really good rapid games against people, and then the next day, Chess.com is like, "Here's your points back."
Yeah, it's like kind of demoralizing,
bro. Can you at least block those accounts from me? Like, can you? Like, you don't ever tell me which accounts was cheating against me. Yeah, it kind of sucks. But
that's normal though. There's always going to be people that try and take advantage.
I went to a chess. This guy was telling me experience at this chess club. He was a member for years, and I played him before. And I guess like the last year, he just started cheating. He just started cheating in his chess.com matches and like this club in Kansas City. And now he got kicked, he got banned, but I don't know. I don't know how people come to the conclusion, oh, I need to start cheating. I don't know.
Well, there's a certain flair of like superiority one gains when they cheat. I think that's kind of the bit of thrill, even though it's like not logical.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's a component to it. For sure.
Yeah, because I don't think my account has even got close to being closed on chess.com. And I had my account for like 10 years now.
Damn.
And so yeah, I've never had an experience. And so when somebody tells me that their chess.com account gets closed, I'm like what else do you want me to think of? Like they don't just close anybody's accounts. Like, what was you doing? He was clearly in the wrong. Unless something weird happens, but you're gonna have to explain the whole story. But from my mindset, I just can't think of anything like outside of cheating or you saying some really wild stuff while chatting.
Yeah, I believe that there are people that are stupid, that they do a stupid thing, like they cheat for the fun of it, get banned, and they're like, okay, that was an idiot thing. Let me make a new account and start off fresh, and they're never cheating again. Like I think that's very possible. But we're talking about like the chronic cheaters that are just like trying to suck your rain away and like feel like they're like, I can destroy your stuff. Yeah, like, they should be the one burning at the stake. Like,
there's people like that, and not only do they cheat over the board, but they're like, I've talked to one when I first started live streaming on TikTok. All the subscriptions used to be in my Discord, and I had to this dude was cheating against everybody, and I talked to him, and I was like, dude, are you cheating? And he will deny it. He was denying. He would get like over 90% accuracies on each one of these games. It wasn't like, and it was like 40 move game, like 50 move games. And yeah, I just had to like kick him out of a subscription that he paid for just to cheat. I had to kick him out of the Discord. I was like, bro, and his account got closed. And I was like, what?
In case the audience doesn't know this, getting 90% over 40, 50 games is ridiculous. Like, it's so hard to do.
Like, dude, my God. And you paid so not only are people cheaters, but they're like perpetual liars too.
Yeah, that
and
makes
that kind of
sense.
makes sense. It goes kind of like hand to hand, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's really sad. It's really sad.
No, yeah, that's a topic I didn't know if we were gonna talk about that. I'm like, oh man, like it's gonna be like this everything.
Yeah,
There's always gonna be a cheating section here and there, and like,
yeah,
oh
but I avoided it for like 3 hours though, so you know
no,
how
no,
it
you were
is. You know,
amazing.
you have to talk about
Yeah, no, no.
it.
Well, you actually brought up the V word, Vladimir, and I was like, crap. Like,
No, it's
that's
uh,
okay.
I mean, it's it gets to views, but at the same time, I do feel bad about what's going on there, and hopefully there that is. I don't know what can be done because I do, and I mean, he beat Gary Kasparov, so I mean, like he's still a very great player.
He's a legend. You can't
Yeah,
deny
he's a
that.
legend. You can't take that from him. So
Yeah.
I still watch his chess games and be amazed. Like, dang, he knows all that, and he's like in his isn't he like almost 50, still competing in like a 2700 level.
Yeah,
So
I still have one of his games. I actually prepped against Anayam if I was going to play him in a tournament recently, and I didn't play him, but it was the one where he was
mhm.
playing in the candidates, and it was like a regular Rui Lopez with the like third move was like knight c6 line. So, anyways, when white castles and plays h3, Vladimir Kranich plays rook g8, then g5, g4, and shoves his pawn down the g file, and it just changed the
Yeah.
entire game entirely. And I was like noting that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have this in my repertoire one day in case I ever run into it,
Hmm.
because I'm starting to like. I know you can relate. I know you can find humor in this, but I'm starting to become a person where I might start playing e5 against e4. As scary as it feels like, I know,
What?
I know. I'm
You
thinking
know,
that's scary though.
the
It's scary.
Pandora box has opened
It's
when you do
scary
that.
because every time I see
But
e4, I
as
play
black or
French.
white?
No, it's black. That's the scary. Oh no, I'm an e4 player for white. I'm prepared for that. But for black, I'm so scared playing e5 in a classical game against strong players. I don't know what
King's
they're gonna throw.
Gambit,
Yeah, King's Gambit,
Vienna game,
Evan Gambit. Like
Evan Gambit,
I don't know all. I need to know
Nord,
all of those. I
possibly a
know.
Danish Gambit,
I know.
possibly.
I know. I know.
That's why I don't play E5.
Thank you that you can relate to this because it's scary.
Yeah, it
And I'm
is. That's
thinking
why I
of
play
doing it.
D4.
I'm thinking of doing it. I think I'm gonna play because I used to play
Why not
French.
go Sicilian at least? Like, come
I
on,
actually
man.
avoid
Like,
Sicilian too because I don't want to go into some theoretical. I used to play Dragon, but Dragon
I,
doesn't work
I,
anymore.
oh,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
the
I
old
love the
days.
Sicilian though. I play my Kalashnikov and I get some awesome wins.
Yeah, yeah. I don't play classical though. I just don't risk it. I'll just play French, um, which I'm pretty good at now.
It's an opening called the Kalashnikov. My bad.
But no, man, I think I'm gonna do e5. I think I'm just gonna lose 200
Wow.
ELO
Nah,
and then
that's
slowly
that's
grow it back.
respectable.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you
scary.
gotta
It's
learn
scary.
all the Roy Lopez lines, the Berlin.
Actually,
That's like
I have to teach my
like a whole
student.
decade.
Yeah, I actually memorized a bit of the Berlin now because I'm teaching one of my students Rui Lopez because he wants to know. And Matt, I'm not that
The
strong with
the Italian
Rui.
game.
Italian. I know
I know
Italian white.
like okay.
That's one of my best openings
Yeah.
is with white.
Deeply the Italian game is theoretical on top
Yeah,
level.
yeah. It's oh,
And
dude.
people beginners don't understand yet, but I know the Italian game in like club players is like it's simple. You get into a normal and then you draw right afterwards. But top players, they be pushing the G pawn down. Like they play the Italian game a lot differently than club
So
players.
I'll share this with you because you just opened it for me. But my second best win of all time. I was in the Ontario Open in 2018, and me and a bunch of chess players from my chess club, they're all new to competitive. So I'm like, let's all come. So I'm like, let's go in. And my first opponent is an 18-year-old um, girl who's 21,
Mhm.
24. And I'm like, oh my god. That was 1862 those days. I was still underrated
Mhm.
in my opinion, but like my rating was because I just got back from retirement, so my rating was like
Yeah.
skyrocketing. So we play the Italian game, and I play a particular line where if I see h6 on black, I'll play like so like if I say it really quickly, like e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5, c3, knight f6, d3, a7, knight a4, bishop a7. So she plays the really slow version, like retreating the bishop. I play knight b d2. Yeah.
Right,
so you're I think you're.
Yep. Yeah.
So she.
No, I used to be E4 player. Like,
yeah,
E4 player.
So she
I was
castles.
a Roy Lopez.
I played queen e2 as a waiting move because I wanted to see if she was going to play h6. Because if she didn't play h6, I would have castled and play like a normal game. She plays h6, so I play knight f1, and then she plays bishop g4.
Oh no!
And I play h3, bishop h4, g4, bishop g6, and then I play knight g3, intending to go to knight f3.
Yeah,
I sent that like everything to the king side. And you know what? The cool thing about her line is she was still strong. She knew she had to attack from the center, so she had like queen d6, rook d8, like all lined up on my open d file. But I had bishop c2 and bishop c1, and there was no way she could infiltrate. And I'm just sending everything to the king side. She was down to 50 seconds. I had 51 minutes on my clock. I was prepped. Yeah, she thought I was cheating because she won her next 3 games afterwards against everyone.
What?
Yeah, she's definitely stronger than me. Like, there's no doubt. But she went into my full prep. Yeah. Like, it was
one thing with stronger players. Everybody just hates being attacked. Like that, I think that's like common for every stronger player. They do not want to be attacked with every single piece that you have. but because nobody is going to defend like Fabiano. Nobody's.
Oh yeah. Fabiano is beautiful, and like the way he smooths out that attacks. But yeah, she just got tilted because I was just moving fast in the middle game because it was all prepped. I had a 2200 who prepped me on this line. He's like, Matt, I'm going to show you this Italian line I do. Only do this if it's h6 because if they don't play h6, it's too slow. It's just
using the flow state. You just had everything.
Yeah,
and then plus that time pressure too. It's
no, it was crazy. I have the game. It's in my chess. What was it? My chess training board or whatever. Like. I don't. Yeah, I try not to review full chess games with students. I don't think it's. I try to focus on just certain parts and then move on because I want to really be respectful of their time. Yeah, but I did show one student because they're like, Matt, what was like your best game? I'm like, well, I don't have my best one against the FM I beat at 1900. That was a crazy game, but I do have the second best one, and I showed him. He enjoyed it. So all right, I'll take the W.
Yeah, the Italian game, people can play it like that. I used to be a Roy Lopez player, but I realized when I was playing E4 openings, I would play the most boring lines. So if somebody played the Caro Kana, I would play the exchange variation.
Oh, God damn!
Yeah, if somebody played the Sicilian, I played the Rosalimo. If somebody played the French defense, I played the exchange variation. You know, all the boring lines. And I was like, you know what?
Oh man.
I was like, you know what? I should just be a D4 player.
So you know what? I think I would be better as a D4 player because I'm very positional now.
Yeah, you probably would. Like,
it's too scared to play D4. There's so many things though Black can do that I do as Black against D4.
But it's not as tactical as an E4. Like, you're not gonna have somebody playing the Latvian Gambit against you, right?
But I think if you're white, you should be playing to win. So I think like E4 sits better.
So that's why you play like the Jabava, London. You know what I mean? You play openings like that. You're just crushing your opponent positionally.
I can't believe
there are some openings where you can attack their king too.
This topic is going to be about E4 versus D4, and it's going to be like this whole discussion about it.
Yeah, I can fight over this all day long. Like when we become older, like 20 years from now, I'm still going to be a D4 player.
Damn.
You're probably going to be switching to D4 because we're not going to be competing with these kids.
Nah, man, I like C4. C4 is my true tournament weapon.
C4 is like an off-brand D4.
Yeah, but unless you play if you play like Magnus, you can go. You can throw an E4 now. It's kind of interesting.
Ooh, yeah, you can do that. Little.
Or if you're an Ishikiri, just throw in a D3 like right off the bat. Like that's actually. I'm still looking at Anisha's line on that too. I'm like,
you know what? Skip openings. Just throw in F4. let's just play the bird, you know.
I'll do that. If I do a simul against 1200, so I'll do bird opening on every game.
Just get a quick attack and
Yo, simul. Have you ever done a simul before, like a legit simul?
That
needs to be on your bucket list.
That would be so,
not even online. Like, do it in person.
So awesome. No, I would do an in real life stream. I seen Canty do that, and I was like, bro, I can do that.
You know what?
I can set that up.
If you come to Toronto, come to my chess club on a Friday, I'll set up a whole simul for you. We'll have 20 players. You can simul all of them. 100%. 100%.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Get some easy dubs.
Oh, no. There's some 2300s there. You'll be chopped. Game over. Okay. I can't even touch them.
D4 every single game.
I know
I'm pretty confident in my D4 openings now. So,
what is your go-to for D4? Like, do you play Queen's Gambit? Do you play like what's your things? What's your repertoire? Yeah.
If they go D4, D5, I go knight to F3 just to see what they're gonna do. And depending on what they do, like if they do knight to F6, then I go like C4 and try to go into my like Catalan structure.
Yeah.
And I'm avoiding certain openings, right? So if I go D4 and they go knight to F6, and then I go C4 trying to go to my Catalan, then if they go C5, then I can't do my opening. They want to do the Benoni defense, and then I was trying to work out the Moroxi bond structure, trying to do G3, E4. I'm horrible at it. So that's why I do like, even if they do knight to even if they do knight to F6, I go like Trapowski now, Bishop G5. Or I could do like knight to F3 just to see what they're going to do. But I kind of like doing Bishop G5 because usually if I do knight to F3 now, they go like B6.
Yeah,
and I hate those type of openings too.
I actually I've with black now. So I used to be a Keynesian defense player against anything other than E4, but I kept losing against the stronger players because I just don't update myself on all the theory. So
much theory.
Yeah, so I switched to knowing Nimzo. But I also now I remember what I do against Bishop G5. So before I used to play E4, but I just got rid of that. I just play E6, and if they play E4, I play D5. And then if they play E5, I play H6, and I know that whole line off by heart.
I don't ever play E4 though. I just go into like my Tory attack. I just do knight to F3. Yeah. I don't know if you go most people go like B6, and then I just go into my little London structure but it's not the London structure. It turns into like a Tory attack.
There's a guy named John from my chess club. He plays the exact thing that you do, but he just plays it 10 times faster than me in the speed in an actual on the board game. He's like,
yeah, it's so easy.
Yeah, it's
so easy. It's like the same moves every game.
And he plays knight b d2. He throws that in.
Yeah,
so that's I never asked him why he does it, but he just wrecks me with that opening, like because he's just better. he's just better.
It's kind of like the ideas is just so much simpler. Like the people that beat me in this opening is usually because I'm not playing fast enough, or I just get hit by like one tactic, and then I'm like, okay, you got me. Yeah, okay, super grandmaster over here.
What do you consider yourself stronger in, bullet or blitz?
I'm 2200 all time controls.
So but what do you think is like your stronger game? Like let's just say aliens invaded the world, and we summoned you to defend us. And you had a chance between 1-0 first to 10 or 3-0 first to 10. What would you pick?
I would. Dang, why you got to go 3-0 or 1-0? I like 3-2. Like,
come on. Man.
Yes. I just want to play, bro. I want to get my national master title. I want to get my title, so I play 3-2 so that I'm not like up here doing bad moves at the end of the game. Okay. I've actually had some really good games previously, but okay, if I had to decide between 3-0,
1-1 or 3-2.
No. Let's do the original question.
Sure.
3-0, 1-0. I am way better at 3-0. I actually hit my highest rating at 3-0. I hit 2300, and then like it went down.
That's hard, man. So, that's so hard.
Yeah. I would do 3-0.
That's hard.
And I'm not a mouse guy like y'all. Dude, y'all be going so and I face throwing up. Like I faced the Chess Dogs. I don't know if you know them. They're a streamer too. He's 3,000 in bullet. It's like I can't compete with y'all if it's based on mouse skills. But if it's based on like actual like board moves, I kind of feel like I have a better chance. Like
Yeah,
if
of
it's
course.
1-1, I kind of do decently.
Yeah.
And so no, 3-0 is my best time control.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah. I played Witty Alien too. That was some fun matches. I don't know if you know who that is. You should probably interview
It sounds
him.
familiar, but I have a
be like brilliant. He's the brilliant guy.
I have a database of every streamer I've interviewed or I emailed or messaged on Instagram or whatever contact I find, and I've documented everything. Because some streamers are like, I'm too busy. Message me 3 months from now, or I'm too busy. Message me a month from now. I'm like, cool, and I just keep track of everything because I'm not gonna be able to memorize all this a month from now, and then that's it. I'm just adding more people as I see every day. Like, I'll look at their strip. I'm like, or like their clips and stuff. I'm like, you'd be kind of cool. Let's see if I can get you out to you, and that's it. I just reach out. It's cold calling. It really is.
Yeah. Now it's difficult to try to get people on. I understand, but I'm a solo podcaster, so you're basically doing the harder part.
But no, that's why I appreciate like all you guys more. Like just like I'm very fortunate I even have a chance to do this. And yeah, I'm trying not to put all the weight on all shoulders. So like this is one thing I'm doing.
And we need a segment like this anyway. I'm enjoying all the podcasts that I've been hearing about. Like, I think H1Chess has one. Fabiano Caruana does one.
Yes.
A Perpetual Chess is awesome. And I'm glad this is actually a space because we should be in like every single space with our chess content anyway. And so I'm glad that everybody's capturing the audience in every single one of these spaces that other people use in different sectors very easily, and then they accrue a big audience.
Yeah, I did a bit of research on chess niches for podcasting, and I know that the Perpetual podcast is just a classic. They're out there.
I think he was one of the first.
Yeah, it is one of the first. It's like it's been like 6-7 years or something, and I can't remember the name of and I'm bad with names, so I apologize. But I know he interviews like grandmasters, IMs, FMs, streamers, like talks about all these different type of topics in chess, and some are very like intricate and like knowledge heavy, and some are very like suave and like je ne sais quoi, like very cool and great to hear. I know Gotham Chess did a podcast for a year. Like I think a year and a half ago, where he did interview chess streamers, but they were all big names like IMs and FMs and etc.
Right.
And apart from Gotham, I didn't really see anyone really targeting chess streamers. So that's why I really want to focus on that niche.
And that makes you stand out too. Honestly, I just appreciate the invite to be on the podcast, man. Chess Perpetual came on my podcast when I was nowhere near as big as him. And I'm still not nowhere near as big as him. But he came on the podcast on like my 10th episode. And I always appreciated that about him. And so now I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. I'll just go on any podcast. It doesn't really matter.
No, but that's great because that's a huge thing. Like I remember like I was doing research on you, and I saw like how like you're just so diversified on everything, and I'm like, yo, this is the guy where I can sense the blood, sweat, and tears that he's pushing through, that he's changing the plan every time based on what's going on and stuff. And I'm like, I need to like, this is like like Chess Idol, because I saw your podcasts. I saw like how many you had. You had like 52 episodes or something like really high. That probably even more. Because I didn't even get to. I could scroll through all of them. There's so many of them, and I'm just like, that's all grinding. That's literally grinding, and all I could do just to honor it is to keep that motivation of wanting to push more and push this podcast out, and again, just like try not to set the hard expectations on myself. Just have a good time with it, if it goes from an hour long to 3 hours long, like then it goes where it goes. So.
Yeah, and I found out just by diversifying myself, like each chess sector is like really difficult, really complicated. It didn't just start yesterday. What Chess Perpetual made. It didn't just start like even a chess blogging sector. It's hard to do. I mean, especially if you're by yourself too, and you're writing out these articles. I don't know if you put the board positions in the article too, and just writing a book is difficult. I want to go into that sector. That would be a cool one to go into in like the next 5
I
years.
would love to write a book too, but that's such a heavy.
Yeah, but I want to get consistent blogging before I write a book. But yeah, all these sectors just takes a deal of work, and I feel like it takes even more work than like if you wanted to start a finance thing or if you wanted to start a something else that's popular. I feel like chess is way more difficult than any other sector. So I do appreciate everybody just trying to push the community. And like I said before, I didn't go into this saying I'm the guy, I'm him, even though I kind of joke around all the time. I came into this just being a student of the game, man, just trying to just learn from everybody and trying to share the information that I have with every streamer that needs help or any content creator. Like I said before, like there's some people that came to me in the beginning of their journey, like trying to make chess content and meme pages, and they're like, dude, how can I become big like you? And I'm like, bro, like just post 6 times a day. And then they do it, and then they get viewed.
I already noted that.
They figure out the formula.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to change my strategy from I'm not going to do the clips anymore. I'm going to do
and there's more
shorts.
information too. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I literally I wrote like what you said about that. I'm like, I'm going to start implementing that tomorrow. I got some chess lessons I got to do tomorrow, so it's going to be a long day. But
yeah, especially if you're in the beginning, you shouldn't about spamming people. They're not gonna care. Nobody's watching you right now. Like, so just do it 6 times a day. And I wish I still had the time to do it like I was, but now what happens is once you get to like a certain type of level, they expect more quality than quantity.
Yeah.
And that's kind of something that I realized once you pass a certain following. And so yeah, it's just a little bit different. The game is a little bit different. I'll let y'all know when I hack this game. I'll let y'all know too. When I'll just come back on the podcast and talk about it.
Yeah,
once I get all my accounts under 1 million.
That's the glory days, man. And that's not even impossible. That's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of like what you said, hacking it, like just trying to figure out the formula.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I really I found that the way I see podcasting, like, because I really do enjoy the one-on-one experience, and it's so fascinating, like hearing you, hearing Deanna, hearing Mark Plotkin, and hearing all the different chess journeys. Like, I would never know that in a million years that you took the initiative without even realizing of just taking a chess piece and moving it. Like, that's like blows my mind away, and I just can't wait to listen. Like, I can't wait till I get to 10 episodes, to like 50 episodes, to like 100 episodes. And if I actually really start enjoying this podcasting, and it does become something that gives me that like passive income or whatever, then my next goal, like I already thought about it from like a business sense, would be to create a whole new podcast, just interview general chess stream, any streamer, like anyone, like from the all chats to all that stuff. Like, I would just fire it away and just bring everyone and hear about their streaming journey. So now we got the chess world, we keep doing that, but then the next part would just be talking to any streamers, and I think that would be really cool. And I don't know if anyone's doing that, just focusing on streamers in general. So there's a lot of niches
I think that's gonna definitely stand out, and it's gonna work too. And plus, if you put more streamers on, then more streamers gonna refer to this podcast and be like, "Hey, get on here." And it helps all the other chess.
It helps all the other chess streamers that came on the board, because the viewers will start looking at all the different ones. That's why I'm really trying to focus on like the affiliates. Partners are always great to have, but most of my list of that I engage with are affiliate. There are some ones that are not affiliate that I still wanted to get a hold of, because I saw their stream and I'm like, dude, this guy's hilarious. Like, I want to see if they're going to come on, and they haven't replied, so it is what it is. But I'm still gonna I'm gonna send one follow-up email, and if they don't hear that, then okay, I can't do anything about that. But
Right. Don't worry. I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna try to get in contact with all these people because I'm connecting with them too, and so I'll definitely push people your way since that is your goal. I'll keep that in mind. Just stay in contact because sometimes I'll be forgetting. And
Dude,
so,
I'm just gonna challenge you on chess.com. You're not gonna. Hey, I don't care how many. Yeah, we'll do. You know what
I
we'll
was
do?
gonna say we need to play a couple matches after this. I'll play a couple bullet.
Oh, dude. Okay, so how I've done it every time is every time I finish a podcast, my adrenaline goes like. So right now I look kind of calm, but every time I finish, like once you'll see me once I hit that record button and stop, I'm just gonna be like full of energy. I'll be like, yeah, baby, thanks for doing it. Like I'm gonna be like fully at it right now. So
Yeah.
actually, you know what we could do?
Oh, snap. That was one thing I wanted to say before. Mm-hmm. Okay. I know this was like a conversation before, and I'm sorry for doing this, but you was talking about being a commentator on chess.com, and I wanted to say that's the reason why I'm trying to get my first title, because I feel like being a commentator is they want people who are titled. It seems like they still treasure people who is titled to be commentators. That's just my perception of it. It can't be right, just in case there's like a chess.com member watching this and they're like, this guy's a jerk. We don't do that at all. That's just my perception of it. So that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to become a national master too. I feel like that will open more gateways.
No, I think so too. So I'll give you an example. Amon Hamilton from the Chess Bros, right? He was an IM for the longest time, and he had that goal where his beard, he would not cut his beard until he became a GM.
Yeah, I was part of it. I was like, go! Yeah, I was watching this game. Yeah,
I actually did an interview with him. It's on my YouTube channel.
Oh, you did? That's awesome.
I actually know Eric Hansen too because we both went to trivia on my birthday. That's a whole other story. That's another time.
Okay.
But with Amon, another reason why he wanted to become GM, not necessarily because why not, right? And also Canada, we're not as developed chess wise as we should be compared to others around the world. We don't have that many GMs compared to like etc. But he really wanted to become a GM because he figured from a broadcasting, sharing his content, with Chess Bros, doing all those sorts of things, people would take him more legit as a GM instead of an IM, which is crazy to think because IM is the second highest ranked in the world. But that's how he saw it.
It makes sense.
And he struggled to get a GM, and he finally got it.
I think what he said was kind of right, sadly, because I know how much flack Gotham Chess gets. I think Hikaru Nakamura was talking about this. Like, some people are like super jealous of how far Gotham Chess came in the chess community, and super jealous of how much money he's making in the chess community when they say things like you haven't put too much. This is from Hikaru Nakamura, not from me, but people say like he didn't put as much experience into the game since he's not a GM yet. And it's really sad that they put that much pressure on him to become a GM. And even in the one video that I'm a YouTube person. I'm sorry, guys. I'm somewhat part of this is like my second job. Yeah. But anyway, I seen one video of Gotham Chess and Danny Wrench. They did a
lie detector test.
They did the lie detector test, and they was saying how badly they wanted to be GM, and that was like their one regret is I'm a GM, which is like really sad in an instance because it's like, bro, what? Why are y'all putting this much pressure on these people to become GMs when they're already great content creators? Like, they the ones that push chess in to begin with.
Yep.
You wouldn't know anything about me without this guy.
Yep.
So it just, that is sad, but thinking I'm going to have to at least get one title because GM title might be past what I could do.
Yeah, I actually always wanted to be an NM just because I wanted to be able to play Title Tuesday. That's all I cared about. And that's all I cared. That's all I cared about. Like, I'll go 0-9 like 99% of the time against these people, but I'm sure I'll run into like an FM I can probably smoke once every 5 times maybe. But yeah, I'm not saying like the dream is over. Like, I think that would be cool.
There are some NMs that commentate on. I don't know if they still do like commentary on Title Tuesdays or other events, but I think I seen GM Canty. He was commentated on in in Toronto recently, right? In Canada.
I met him.
A commentator.
Him and I talked.
Yeah.
We were talking about chess fitness.
And so
he gave me the idea about doing like going to the gym and putting on the phone and just doing lifts and just call myself like fat chess streamer getting fit, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it, man. Like, it actually might be a thing. I'm seriously considering it. That'd be kind of cool.
And that's awesome because he's at FM and he was able to commentate. So there are people that is pushing it towards that direction, because there are some, I mean, I'm thinking the chess board is finally saying there are some entertaining people that doesn't have to be titled.
Yeah, so here's my here. I'm gonna plan an idea into you right now, and you're gonna think about it. When you're doing the candidates and you're here in Toronto, and you're like going hard and creating the greatest content by yourself or with a co-talker or a co-commentator, and you get Reddit saying these two need to be on chess.com immediately, I think chess.com might be sending you an email if that happens. Because sometimes
that's why
you just
I need to talk to you about
Reddit,
because I haven't took Reddit seriously until you talked about it.
Reddit is not a... Okay, so
I don't know where to go on Reddit.
I'll give you some statistics. So I posted... What was the latest? I posted a blog on Reddit. I get... it's very rare for my stuff to get uploads. It's just completely like swing and a miss. But I remember 1 hour I got 3,000 views looking at the link. So there are a lot of... Reddit is a very powerful chess section, in my opinion.
So two social media platforms that I decided not to go on was Reddit and Snapchat. But apparently those are still popping. And I don't know...
Snapchat's still always popping. I don't know how, but yeah.
I don't know how, because Snapchat is something that I used when I was a teenager to holler at chicks. But like Snapchat was never like a thing to me as an adult.
Yeah.
Like that's never been like a place to go to. But apparently Snapchat is still popping, and now I'm learning that I should probably get on Reddit too. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah, Reddit's interesting because I don't
know how to navigate it.
Yeah, I'm not an expert at Reddit at all, but I've noticed like there's different sections. Like there's the one that are strictly just for memes, and they're very strict at like don't post any memes on like the regular chess section. But there's just a lot of people that are asking, like they either talk about mate in one tactics, they talk about big news articles, and that gets traction. There's the random viral 25K bet dude or something like that. But there's just a lot of talk about like how to get better in coaching, stuff like that. So I remember I was thinking like, should I start posting on Reddit again, like frequently? Because again, I'm trying to acquire I'm trying to get more. I'm trying to diversify my coaching to more online now, because there's a whole world out there, and I'm like, how do I get a piece of that? I'm better than like 95% of these instructors. I know it.
1%. Yeah, I
know it. And I'm like, even if I'm 1%. One of the strongest players from a competitive standpoint, I'm even better as an educator, like to leach and teach and all that stuff. How do I get a piece of my of that? And I'm like, blogging is one of them. That's to my clout. Showing them full-time chess, streaming, because I almost got a student from streaming one day, and I'm like, damn, I got to stream every day. This is insane not to do this, because they see you talking about stuff. They know you know what you're doing. The rate was a little too high for them, respectfully. They weren't able to do it. Cool, I understand. Well, keep going. But, yeah, all of this ties to everything. It's just kind of like... And then you're just giving me all this, like, insights and stuff, and I'm, like, typing this stuff because I don't want to forget this certain... Yeah. Like, I'm going to be listening to your voice for 10 hours, going through this whole editing. Like, dude, I'm going to be, like, going through everything again and again and again, but,
Yeah, when I say that to people... When I say I was doing 6 videos a day, that's kind of intimidating, but I like to see like a sparkle in somebody's eyes when they're like,
I'm down, man.
Like I will definitely do that. Because it's like the guerrilla way of getting popular than like the person that's, I'm going to put all this energy and all this quality into this one short, and it's going to go viral because I'm going to have the perfect thumbnail. I'm going to have even I'm going to have the perfect title. And it's like, bro, just put out the content, bro. Just,
Yeah.
just put out the content. You have 0 subscribers. You're just now started, and you have an audience already. But like, so it should be easier for you since you already have an audience. But like for the person that just haven't started yet, just put out the content. Just and it's shorts, so it could be like 15 seconds. It can just be you sitting at a chessboard being like, "Hey, E4 is a more tactical opening," and I'm pretty sure people would just watch it. Just clip it right there. Just put some captions on there. People would watch it. You're gonna get somebody.
Do you think captions are very useful? Like having like when someone says something, like they read the words and stuff. Okay, let me write that down.
Everything matters when it comes to shorts because people click off of the videos. I mean, do you watch shorts that much?
I watch them more and more now. Not chess shorts. Everything. Every shorts.
How much time do you give the creator until you realize that this is boring?
Sorry, can you rephrase that question? I'm trying to understand.
Okay. How many seconds does it take for you to realize, okay, this is what I want to watch?
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Usually
so like
5.
So from my analytics, it shows like 2 to 3 seconds that somebody decides if they want to watch the whole thing or not. So yeah, it has to be a good hook, and it has to be something interesting, like in putting captions, at least for them to read. And so that could stop them from scrolling. And that's why captions is really important. That's why I put captions in the beginning of all of my shorts or throughout the whole thing, just to keep them reading. People are just super distracted nowadays.
Yeah, of course.
So you need captions, you need sounds, you need transitions, you need that transition sound in there, the swoosh. You need all that. Just to keep somebody keep on watching.
I think I haven't used the editing part of captions, but I'm assuming it's not harder to put a caption in a video, right?
For the podcast, it's not going to be hard at all. Just auto do captions. On TikTok, I know you can do that, but so I use CapCut. It's like on your phone you can use, and you can they do auto captions for free.
Oh, I never even thought of doing captions for the podcast. I actually never considered that at all.
You should do captions on everything. If it's short content, just do captions on it. And make sure you change in the word chess because sometimes they think you're talking about your chest instead of chess. So just make sure you catch that. Sometimes I'll leave it in there because mistakes do very well on shorts too.
Wow. I never thought about that.
You get more engagement. Somebody's like, you missed one of your captions. It says chest than chess. And I'm like, thank you for the engagement. I appreciate it. You fell for my mastermind trick.
Ding! Like, wow. Only geez. That's 5 head right there.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm starting to use all these ghetto phrases like 5 head, chalked. What's the university phrase? Lit. That was a thing for a while.
Yeah, people was using lit for it. Man, I still use it because I think it's lit. A cool word.
It's a nice
Maybe
word.
I'm old.
No, man, my favorite word's chalked. Chalked is like the greatest word. I think because it's like you just know what that means if someone says like this is chalked. Like this opening's chalked.
Some words sometimes I wish words would just come back like swag. Like I loved using that word,
Swag.
Yeah.
Every time I hear swag, I think of face swag.
Yeah. Or I don't know what words they're using nowadays. I just be watching content, just be figuring out the lingo. I know people be using Riz. And,
Riz is now a legit word in like where could
that's a legit word. Yeah, I know that's a word that's been going around a lot. So that's some things I'll be like adding to my dictionary up here.
I still like cap.
I try to use it in my everyday language, and so that I'm using the words while I'm live.
So you're connecting to your homies.
I try to.
Oh man.
The younger crowd. But then when like the older crowd comes in here, they'd be like, "Dude, what are you talking about? What is Riz?
What is this?"
Yeah, they'd be confused.
Or cap. I like cap. Cap is a good one too.
Yeah,
that's cap.
Yeah. Now we're sounding like old people. We're
Don't worry,
we're
I legit have 2 chess players that come to my club on Fridays. They're like 1800 and they're like 80s, and they have wheelchairs. One has a motorized wheelchair, the other one has like the regular.
uh
And they're like, they still beat half the kids there.
dang, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I want to be that guy. I wouldn't mind retiring
Well,
like
this
that.
this one
Honestly,
guy is really funny. He's like, Matt. When I was 22, I was state champion. Now I suck. I'm just too old. It's just, it's just hilarious. He's just so funny.
I wouldn't mind retiring like that, man. That sounds like a good life. Just go to your local chess club. You're like the top player. You're still playing like a 2000 rated player. You know what I mean? Just facing off against all the young people, and going back home and probably getting some Wendy's on the way back home. Watching some good old TV shows, which be old back. It will probably be old about time I'm 80, so I will still be watching like 24.
24. Yo.
Yeah.
Well, how old are you?
Yes,
Out of
sir.
curiosity, I didn't even ask you.
I'm 25.
Oh, you're young as hell.
Yeah. Well, I'm only. Wait a minute. I'm only. Wait. How old are you?
I'm 35.
You're 35. Just 10 years. I was gonna say. I thought you.
I'm
were
a millennial.
29.
You're technically Generation Z.
Yeah, about 1 year. 1 year. And so when I mention like old phrases, like sometimes I mention. I don't know if you're a wrestling fan. But sometimes I mention like SmackDown 2 on PlayStation 1.
WWF, man. WWF.
Yeah. This is proof that anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
Oh my god. I want to ask you this. I want to ask you this last question before we go, and I think I mentioned it earlier today.
All right.
How did it feel hitting 3,000 live viewers on Twitch? Because I saw you when that happened.
I think it was like 2K.
It was 3K. I saw it. I can't forget the number.
Okay, we're just gonna go with your number, 3K. Yeah, I was really excited
it was 2K.
because
it was 2K. No, it's 2K because it was 1,700 and then it became 2K. Yeah.
Because I think I would have remembered 3K.
My bad.
You're the host. You know, I'm not gonna be like you're a liar. Let's go back and forth.
No, do it, man.
But no, it was really exciting, especially because I just became a chess.com streamer. So I wasn't really expecting that influx of people to come in like that. And so, yeah, no, I think what happens is like they have me on like the chess.com TV or whatever. And they like all the viewers that I was watching on chess.com hops in too. So it's pretty interesting. I see on other people's channels is like influx like that too. Like mine's like, I think on that day that you was watching it went from like 2K to like 1,300. But I mean, having 2K people watch me is pretty amazing. So
damn.
Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. I like the exposure. I mean, it's actually been pretty exciting. I got in contact with a whole lot of chess.com streamers recently. So yeah, this journey is going to be lit at the end of the year because I'm trying to get to 10K on Twitch, but it's probably going to be a long road ahead of me until I meet some more interesting people.
Did you say 10K, like 10K subscribers? Is that your goal?
10K followers. 10K followers on Twitch.
I thought you were at 78,000 followers. I can't.
Twitch is like 1.5.
Oh, gotcha. I remember reading 70K was your subscribers, right? Yeah. That's on YouTube.
Yeah. So 70, I think it's like 78. 77K is on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
70, I think it's like 75 on Instagram. Yeah, Facebook 22K, and then TikTok 222.
Damn.
Yeah, 222K. And so yeah, I just want to hit like 10K on each platform. I think I'll be satisfied with that. I don't know why the numbers just make me happy, but it's I just want to figure out.
It's those damn hearts and likes, man. That's it.
It's interesting, like just trying to infiltrate all these platforms because it's a different algorithm and they like different stuff. And that's what kind of makes it hard when I'm streaming on different platforms because so my TikTok audience loves my rapid games, but my YouTube and Twitch audience loves my bullet games. And so every time I play bullet chess, my TikTok audience leaves like completely.
Wow.
It goes to like 10 viewership. But every time I play rapid games and explaining my moves, it goes to like 200 on TikTok. And then I think Twitch people like it, and YouTube viewership goes down. And so it's just interesting how that works, how each platform has like a different mindset on things.
You really have like the data stuff kind of down pat. Like obviously you've been through a lot of trial and error. Like did you ask help from others to understand like the algorithms or what you're seeing data wise? Or
I just watch it. It's kind of, yeah, I just watch my analytics. I look at my analytics after each one of my streams. It's kind of what you do as a gamer too, right? So you just look at what you could do better. Why did you die that much? What are you, Apex player? You said that you was Apex.
Yeah,
player,
I was
right?
big into Apex, and then I got rid of that because I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to focus on this.
There is a study a long time ago about why gamers are successful, or why gamers are successful on social media, and it's because like they can be very analytical about things, and they know exactly how to read analytics. And so I think um, that kind of lines up directly with social media. If you play games as a kid, if you grew up playing like Sudoku, or if you're like an experienced gamer of any kind.
Well, I figure like if you're like a Diablo 2 or 3 player, you can like figure out anything because of looking at the different percentages of like and then it's like social media is like nothing. Like you're trying to figure out the right armor or whatever.
Yeah, because each game is pretty technical. Even like a Tekken player, you got to figure out how to hit all those combos. You got to figure out, and it's not even. Sometimes it's not even about the game. It's about all the technical stuff outside of the game, like having the hitbox and not playing on a controller anymore. Like, dude, it's and so then I just watch it. And I just figure out what I should be doing, man.
I can't believe you mentioned Tekken, and all I'm thinking about is back in the old days when we had arcades and we were playing in the arcades, physically meeting people.
I love Tekken. I still play. That's one of the games I wish I could play on Twitch. I still play it.
I'm actually. I was never a Tekken player. I was a Third Strike, like Street Fighter Third Strike. I was Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Yes, sir.
That was one of my games.
Dude, Dreamcast. Oh my god.
Oh no, for me it was arcade. Like I just played the physical arcade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's one on the Dreamcast.
And then my best game from a fighting standpoint was Soul Calibur 2. Oh. I was a Talon player.
Soul Calibur. I think I played Soul Calibur. Yeah. You probably played Soul Calibur in the arcade. I played Soul Calibur for the first time on the GameCube.
Yeah, I never owned a system when I was young. I just never had a chance to have a system. So I had to go to friends' houses or go to arcades to play it. But Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was really fun because like Third Strike was mostly popular because we had
Can you take me for a ride?
Oh god. I was like mediocre. Like I was like I can hold my own against maybe I can win 1 or 2 battles, but eventually I would lose to someone and I have to put my quarter in to like show I'm next online to play.
Yeah. Dude.
What was your team on Marvel vs. Capcom?
Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I never got good at it. I'm not gonna lie. I was never. My brothers were really good at it. But like my brothers would pick like Guile, Spider-Man, and what's the guy with? Dang it! I don't want to sound stupid on social media. The guy with the stick.
Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit. That would be his players. I normally like. I normally like the Resident Evil characters. They just look cool to me, and plus I'm a big Resident Evil fan too.
So Captain Commando you had, I think, right?
Yeah.
So I had 2 teams.
Wasn't Chris on there? Chris wasn't on there?
I don't think so.
Or Leon? I thought one of them was on there. My memory might have been.
Yeah, I can't.
I played on the Dreamcast, so I don't know. But yeah, I didn't get that deep into the game, but I got deep into tech.
Yeah, I wish I had any knowledge of Tekken, but I don't. I saw Tekken was very popular. Like, it's just
Tekken tournaments are still pretty live right now.
Well, there's the whole scene is still crazy. That the whole like MVC or what do you call it, MVC or something like that. Like,
yes, Tekken, Street Fighter, and Super Smash Brothers.
Super Smash Brothers. Oh my god, that's some of the craziest.
Yeah,
I actually watched that on YouTube when it was live. I remember watching what's his name? The one who he won in 2016. Very popular. He used
Right.
Kirby. Was it Kirby?
Yeah, Kirby is broken,
Yeah,
man.
he just
Kirby is.
destroyed it. He's so famous. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. But
Especially Melee Kirby.
oh
Super
yeah,
Smash Brothers Melee playing Kirby he was just broken. Kirby and Fox.
oh yeah, Fox was very popular too.
Yeah, no, they're just like, and I try to explain it. In a recent video, long before video, I explained chess openings, and somebody asked me if there's like a tier list in chess openings, just like in video games, and I was like, honestly, yeah, there's technically a tier list in chess openings. Like you don't play a certain ratings. I mean, certain elo. You
Yeah,
just don't play those certain openings anymore.
yeah. Hikaru did a rating a tier list. I actually saved that in one of my personal development chess videos, so I can look back at it later in case I wanted to expand my repertoire and grow in another. Because some of my friends are trying to convince me to play Carol Ken as black, and I don't know if I really want to go to the dark side. Like it's like
I used to be a Khan player, but it took me a long time to break up with the Carol Khan. It took me a long time.
yeah, I just
It's so much theory, and that bishop on c8 is just so bad.
yeah, that's why I don't know, man. Like
It's just so
at
bad.
least French I can work with French, but there's more lines of French I need to learn because I got surprised like twice now.
I still can't believe you played a French defense successfully. Honestly,
You know why?
I don't ever
I'll
like
tell you this
them.
story really quick. I was in a tournament, 2017. I played against a 1680, and I don't know. This is gonna be like this is. I always love the way he's saying this, but within 8, so he played French as black, and within 8 moves, I was down a knight and 2 pawns. And I'm like 1800. I'm like 1810 right now. And
what you use the white pieces?
yeah, I was white. And he played French on me, and I didn't know French well, and I lost my knight and 2 pawns in 8 moves.
8 moves.
So I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at this game. I'm still playing, right?
This is why I played the exchange variation. This is why I played.
Viewers, don't listen to him. I don't, because he's going to try that on me, and he's going to realize it's not going to work. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. But
even like if you don't want to play against the first defense, the exchange variation works very well. They do not want to play against it. They don't want to play it. So you can win some very easy games.
We'll see about that. But so I'm thinking to myself, in the position, if he castles, I resign because there's nothing. I have nothing. But for some odd reason, he doesn't castle. So he gives me hope of like coming up with a plan. And then I remember my old 2200 friend Tom. He would tell me, Matt, at the end of the day, he's still a 1600. He still has to prove it. And I come up with this miraculous attack, and I beat him in like 20 moves. And I just couldn't believe I won that game. Down to 92 pawns. And that day, I picked up a French book, and I started reading it, because I'm like, I am never losing to French again like that.
You know what's sad? That thought process actually works really well. And if there's any chess players still listening to this podcast at the end of this, that is some crucial advice. Yeah. Just remember, there's still a 1600. Keep on playing till the end. All right, they are not perfect. I've won countless games against 1600s, and I'm like down like a couple pawns or like a whole piece, and they don't know how to convert because I know how to play perfect defense when I'm down in material. And it's kind of weird how that psychology works, but if you think about like an injured animal, like they're more heightened, their senses are, or if you're messing with their kid, and that's kind of like basically what mindset you're in when you're down in material. That's when you start really thinking. And so, yeah, that's some crucial advice.
You know what? I think we need to end it there because that was the best way to signal that. Because injured animal, I'll take that. I like that. I'm gonna steal that from you, H1. That's I'm gonna add it to that story. But dude, man, favorite. That was fun. I'm so glad we figured this out. It took us like a week to coordinate all this, and you know, it's great to see someone like in a space that I want to I want to get to. Like, I'm not gonna be able to get to every platform. I know me. I'm not that diversified. But through all the tips and hard work,
you might be surprised.
yeah, you never know. No, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Again, all the different subjects we talked about. I know half of this got corrupted by anime and 24, but it's okay. You know,
It's fine.
it's
We're
fine.
just talking.
I'm completely fine with that. And plus, I'm gonna have a little segment that they could just go right to the chess stuff if they don't want to hear about 24.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You can do
timestamps.
chapters. I forgot all
I
about
love
that.
timestamp. Oh, I used it with Mark Block because I had to. There was like 15 subjects we talked about. So don't
Yeah.
worry. I'll be listening to your voice will be in my head for 2 weeks as I go through all of these minute by minute to figure out all the shorts I can I can
Yeah.
do this.
Hey, I'm glad. And us too. I was really excited about this podcast. This honestly might be the longest podcast episode I've ever done, and so
Definitely the
I
longest
didn't
I've
know if
done.
I could do
Yeah.
this or not. But yeah, this was awesome. The time just flew by like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's
Now I
like
kind of understand how like other people do like 4 hour long podcasts, and like because I listened to it, I'm like, dang, this is pretty cool.
no, I mean like
And we talked about some awesome subjects.
I did not expect a 4 hour 42-minute banger. Like I love it though. I love it.
All right, man. Hey,
But yeah, no, appreciate you coming on. Again, anyone wants to follow you or get a hold of you or watch your stream, can you give us some details so that anyone on mainly Spotify, that they can follow you, and again, including your podcasts and your social media platforms.
I'm pretty much everywhere, but let me just explain. Put in Google Chess Knowledge with H1. All my social media is going to come up. Whatever platform that you're mostly on, I'm probably already on it. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Yes, even Facebook I'm on because, we got to show the love to every platform.
Yep.
TikTok, I'm predominantly on. And I love my TikTok people. That's where I first blew up. I do have a podcast called Chess Knowledge with H1. I have a lot of content on there and a lot of learning content in the beginner stages, like hour-long content. If you are a 1600 that's trying to get up in that rating and that elo. Other than that, I do stream except for today, every other day. We're gonna say every other day on Twitch. And I do stream educational content, and I have awesome guests on. When I be streaming, I be collabing with all like the chess, primarily all the chess streamers. So yeah. That's what I do. I do everything chess related. I don't do anything specific, I guess. I'm just the chess guy on the internet.
And just look forward to his new 24 podcast coming out one day. No kidding.
I would actually, if they come back up with 24, I'm gonna have to do it.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like, you know what we could do? Actually, we're gonna pause that for chess stuff for a second.
Yeah, end it.
Yeah, end it now. Okay. H1, appreciate it. Thanks for coming out here. If you're enjoying Takes podcast and want to see more chess streamers, please subscribe to YouTube, follow Spotify, and we're gonna find more guests and just talk about their chess journeys and a little bit of anime on the side. But yeah, peace everyone. Thank you again, H1.
Yeah, don't mention it, man.
Have a good one.
Yeah.